And once again, a huge thank you to all of our financial supporters, our 87.8 survivors. All of your names are there on the screen. We cannot thank you all enough. Each of you are legends. Just thank you so, so much. But a big shout out in particular to our two podcast bosses, Kenny Baker, 23 months now, mate. Just don't know what we're doing right, but you keep coming back. And Cinnamon, 16 months. You're an absolute legend, mate. In fact, all of you are legends who help the shows go on each and every week. Thank you all for your support, even just by watching or listening. And we hope you enjoy this week's show. And welcome to episode 153 of the DayZ Podcast. Have I made any mistakes? Let's do a sound check. Dave, how you doing, buddy?
I'm not doing too bad myself. I hope you haven't made any mistakes again.
Well, I've got the right logo. I've got the right name. I'm seeing audio coming through from my mic. I saw audio coming in from you. Babushka, what about yourself? How are you doing?
I am doing very good, sir. I'm audible.
You two just came from the Queen of the Castle event.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I heard it was an absolute blast. I was obviously doing prep for this, but yeah.
Yeah, it was intense. It was a blast. It was like a mixture. It was a poison of all the emotion that, involves an event like this. It was perfect. Yeah.
We need more big events like that to showcase what this game is capable of, Dave. Everyone knows that I'm a complete and utter survivor game simp. But yeah, we BI as well need to help us with this. Maybe introduce some good tools for admins to be able to use to I don't know, but yeah.
It was amazing to watch in the admin view and see just how close people actually get in large groups to each other without ever seeing each other or ever realizing they're there, or just spotting one of them and then hunkering down for 5 minutes while they're running in the opposite direction. Or the amount of times people came into an area just after a team had finished looting it.
Yeah,
there was an incident at VMC. Where three different teams all came in.
We'll come back and we'll talk about the Queen of the Castle a bit later, because otherwise we're going to keep on going. I have not even introduced our guest yet, which is incredibly rude of me. Mr. Rag Tyson, how you doing, brother?
Hello, glad to be here.
Glad to have you, mate. We've had you before, but, mate, you are just... Some of the stuff you produced of late, you and Hunter are two modders. Like, there's probably others, and this is not because I'm not saying the rest of them are doing shit or whatever, but you and Hunter, the stuff you're popping out at the moment, mate, unbelievable, unfreaking believable.
Yeah, thank you.
Sexy though.
We're sending memes to each other in DMs all the time, so.
What, taking the piss out of each other or what?
Yeah, pretty much, I would say.
Good.
I mean, we are in constant contact and we help each other out. We meme about many things, and sometimes out of those memes come great ideas.
The one we talked about last week was part of the reason why I reached out to you about coming on, which was the mechanic mod. Let me just bring it up.
The car lift.
That was, oof.
Yeah, that looked really, really cool. And I have to admit, if I look through my mod list, because my mod list is massive with the servers and such, and running the repo, the name, Rag comes up an awful lot. There's quite a lot of mods in my list, which, there's a lot of servers that I played on that use your mods. Your mods really do get about, and it's because they're really good quality mods.
Thank you.
And that's one of the good parts of it, is that you're not just churning out stuff for the sake of it. You're actually churning out, you're coming up with ideas about what can help improve the game overall. And, something like this, why is there no audio? Oh, there we go. There's the audio coming through now. Something like this is just phenomenal, mate. DayZ is quite basic, the vanilla game, but the stuff that you guys with the modding are able to implement, it's getting ridiculous how good you guys are getting at what you do.
I absolutely love this. The ability to put it on and lift it up. It's not. I think in the original showcase, you said how great it'd be for role-playing servers. I mean, not just role-playing servers. PvP and base building servers absolutely adore this. I mean, you could have your own garage and workshop in your base.
I actually finished
gotta be honest,
sorry.
PvP servers as well, if they have the proper lore to the server.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to come back to that.
Yep.
No,
when
I
you got
100%
stuff like
agree
this.
with you, Babushka, that the community, if they build the right, law about the, this is, the mechanic area, maybe a faction, whatever. It gives. I think I spoke about it last week, Drag, but organic places of interest. Things that not that you're not forced to. That's one of the things I've always loved about DayZ. It's literally, as they say, make your own story, choose your own story. By the way, thank you, Buddha, for the 4 months, buddy. I really, really appreciate you. But things that create, there's a good chance that someone, may have to go to that base, or they may have to go to that workshop, or they may have to go to that castle to do a certain thing that you can only do at that area. I love this whole concept, mate, and more, please.
Thank you. Glad to hear that.
What's the feedback been like from communities that are using it?
Oh, very good. I actually updated my base items mod yesterday and added it to it.
Yep.
Did a few fixes today as well. And
Damage detected.
it's
Maybe
quite
you
good,
should
the
stick to
feedback
the
actually.
road
People
next
like it
time.
really much. I actually had to do 2 versions of it.
Vehicle successfully.
One version which you can place by a kit, so servers can either choose if they want to give their players the possibility to have this thing in their base, and for servers which choose to don't want their players to have that, they can place it on the map as a static version, and their players just need a notebook to attach it then.
The question I have is, do all vehicles fit on it? Does the Humvee fit on it? Do the trucks fit on it?
Yes, even the bus, the school bus, fits on it. It gets a bit tricky on smaller vehicles like my ATV. It fits, but it gets a bit more tricky.
Yep. Even this one was another one I really liked.
I
Babushka.
love this one.
Beehive,
I
yeah.
love this one. Can I just have a really, really short talk about the car and the lifting thing? So my mod is working on a server, Velning, with a specific lore, we're 25 years into this whole, zombie apocalypse.
Yep.
He is adjusting the map to that idea. And, we all watched different shows, Last of Us, if it's going to be like zombie movies, it doesn't matter. In the end of years, you're going to develop things. You're going to find, attachments. You're going to find stuff, and you're going to evolve in this zombie apocalypse. And the specific mod he made, like the lifting of the car and scanning it, it's like a part of evolution in the zombie game. So when I saw that, I fell in love with that. And this beehive, it's sexy as fuck. I love it. Okay, I'm done.
I remember the first time I found a beehive on a server. I wasn't even aware. Half the time when you join a server and you download all the mods, you don't normally sit there and pay attention. And I was like, oh, flies, must be a dead body over there. Right over there. Why am I taking damage? Oh, fuck, it's bees. It was awesome. Absolutely loved it. How's the audio for Rag now, Foxy? I turned him up 20%. Can you just say something, Rag?
Sorry.
There you
What
go.
did you say?
No, that's better. That I can tell straight away. Your mic was coming through a bit soft, so we've turned you up a bit just so people can hear you a bit easier. But mate, the stuff you guys come up with. Even this one was another one I loved, the weapon cleaner, because it's something that's always bugged me. Is having a background with weapons. There's only so much you can do with a field cleaning kit. Holy shitballs.
There's Archie. Hi, Archie.
Oh, Archie, mate, you are just you're a
I
living.
love
You're,
that, dude.
there are so many memes we can make from you, mate. Have at it, 87A community. That is just brilliant. But yeah, no. Getting back to this, I love the fact that you've got the ability to, for people who handle firearms. As a soldier, when you're out bush, you have this little weapon cleaning kit that's even smaller than the box they give us. In the Steyr, there was actually a little compartment in the back where you could put a few items in there as well. But you would carry a little kit which had some rods, your little bit of rags, and just your oil was pretty much all you had. So there was only so much you could do in just keeping the weapon clean and maintaining it. But for your hardcore gun people, they have setups like this here, where you're putting the gun onto there. You've got a vice and that. I love the audio for this as well.
La 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 la.
The audio was basically first I edited it for the memes just for testing purposes. I didn't actually plan to use it. I actually kept it, but I recently took it out again because too many people complained that.
My immersion. It's good as a meme. It was funny. It's great for advertising of it, and it's a nice little Full Metal Jacket Easter egg. Great movie, great lore behind that movie as well about how he ended up in the role of the. But I love this, and being able to restore a weapon to pristine is not as unbelievable as people think, is it, Archie? If you look after your weapons, they're a well-oiled machine.
Oh yeah, that's ingrained in you, man.
But
like any other mechanical device, if you look after it and you maintain it properly, it will stay in pristine condition, and it can usually be refurbished to pristine condition.
But you need the correct tools.
If it
you can't do it with monkey tools. You have to do it with the proper equipment, and the proper equipment that matches the engineering project that you're working on. You can't fully repair a weapon with a basic field kit. No, you need the proper tools. I do really like the idea of that, and I like the idea of that. Within like the base building and the role playing, that will really, really work. If you've got a weapon station at base that you can refurbish your weapons. You're not going to be going on as many loot runs in a role playing scenario. It obviously plays well. I like it. That's cool. Yeah,
and again, with the right lore, there's it's almost like you should do a pack. That is, what would you call it, Archie? Realism, enhanced, repairing. I don't know. There's a word there. There's probably a better name for it, but just more immersion. I love it, mate. The fact that you and Hunter are coming up with some of the best stuff at the moment for that side of things is absolutely brilliant, Rag.
Thank you. Well, all the stuff you just showed is actually all in one mod.
That's good.
Yeah, it's for my base items, so it's almost 2 gigabytes. It's so much.
I love the gramophone part with the vinyl and the little cabinet to store the vinyl in. Like when I started DayZ, I wanted to learn the basics of the game, so I went into an empty server, which was my brother's one. And I started off with base building, and I built a fucking hotel. Don't ask me, but the name is Hotel Bumblebee Ballsack. Anyway,
in English.
and seeing these things brought me back. I've been running through your VODs, and this brought me back to that like early days for me of DayZ. I wanted to learn the basics of the game. That meant base building, combining stuff, that kind of shit. And this kind of got me back to it, and I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Looking good.
I mean, I basically almost, but when I do something or add something, I always try to make it a bit more unique and not only like the most thing I don't like about vanilla mechanics is basically it's almost it's almost it's the same basically. It's a simple recipe. You combine two things, you do the same animation for 2 or 3 seconds, and then the result spawns on the ground. And I don't know. I think it's a bit boring, and I think there are many more better ways to do it.
Now, this mod on the screen at the moment. A lot of people don't understand just how important that one is, Rag. Because can you explain to us why you created the Liquid Framework mod?
Yeah, basically Liquid Framework is an override for vanilla liquids, which is basically missing beer and coffee, espresso, and all that stuff. And I'm basically adding more liquids to it. Sadly, there is a limit of 32 liquids, so you cannot exceed that. But I actually tried with this one
Sorry,
to make
just
a
so people
base.
know, what are the vanilla liquids that are already in the game that you've got to...
Basically water. There is beer. It's unused, but it's in the game. But mainly beer. The blood types is also a liquid type, which takes away most of them already, which is a bit sad, but it is like that.
Yep.
And yeah, basically all liquid types you see in the game: water, all the blood types,
Fuel.
and fuel, gasoline, right?
Do
And
the
I basically
disinfectants
just add
count
more
as
to it.
one as well?
Yes.
The
Yes.
what? Sorry.
The disinfectants?
No, that's not a
Does
liquid.
the alcohol tincture not count?
Alcohol is a liquid, yes, but
Yeah.
not the disinfected thing. What shows up?
Are
That
the
is not a
two
liquid.
different disinfectants, not the spray one, but is iodine tincture separate ones, or are they both treated the same?
I'm actually not sure. I would have to
No,
take a look.
I'm not 100% sure. I think they both classify as liquids, though. I think the iodine classifies as a liquid as well.
Yep.
I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure though.
But what I tried with this one is because I have the beehive and I add honey and honey wine with that.
Yep.
What you can do with it, and in the base items I have coffee and also beer. And if you override with one mod liquids and then you override again with another mod, it could clash, and then there's 100 more mods on the workshop, and this one mod adds that, and here's another one, and override each other. So I basically tried with one base liquid framework, so people can actually use that and just use the defined liquids.
And I see, looking here on the page, you're actually working with the other mods as well. Like you've done stuff with the expansions because they've got milk in theirs. Red Falcons, Avgas being added as well. So that's awesome to see, mate, because that's one of the things that's always bugged me is we use the same fuel for every vehicle in DayZ. There's diesel cars, there's petrol cars, there's Avgas, and you can't be mixing those fuels. They're not compatible with each other.
Yeah, sadly it doesn't work like I wish, but because it's just hard that others use that as a base. I mean, you cannot force others to just use the defined liquids already. Most modders just go ahead and add their own and override it because it's just an easier way than use a dependency. I get it, but it just breaks more than it helps.
Now, I've got to ask... sorry, go for it, Dave.
Sorry, I was actually just coughing. But no, he's quite right. A lot of modders will just go and override it right at its base point, and then try and load something like this beside it, and it will just it'll just tank and break.
So like modders like Reg or Tyson, Tyson is gonna these are the people who prevent this game from bugging out even it's a good thing.
By putting it together properly like that and having a framework that runs it, the mod will work as intended, or as to the best it can possibly do. But when people create their own version that does a similar job and loads it beside it, then, they both start crashing like no tomorrow, and there's nothing the modder can do about that.
Yeah, finally, I think that this should be a vanilla thing. That wouldn't be a big issue to just add defined liquids already in vanilla.
I like what
Wouldn't be
Trucker
a
just
big
wrote
thing
in
to
chat.
do.
Can you put the sound of lube in there for every time we get screwed by a cheater? Love it. Love it. Now, on your workshop there, mate, we've been discussing this a bit lately. We had the issues. New upload because the old one got removed for whatever reason. What happened? Do you know?
So, basically the same like with Warlock, but I couldn't be asked to contact Steam because I already knew what answer I get.
Yeah.
so I just re-uploaded it and called it a day. So.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because two of mine
Yeah.
did the same thing, and I had exactly the same attitude.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to bother to contact them. I know what the answer's going to be. I'll just re-upload
Archie,
them.
have you had any problems with that?
No, not personally. Can you hear me all right? They were saying in chat that my mic was low.
I turned you up a bit. So
No, I haven't had any of mine taken down, but it seems like they're only going after the ones with a larger subscriber base, if that makes sense.
it's weird. Rag, what are they saying in the modders Discord, mate, about what's going on? Has any more info come out about what the hell is happening? Because if this happens to some of the core mods to the game, it's going to be really, really bad. And the fact that they just are basically fobbing you off saying, we don't know why, it must be DayZ. And have DayZ made any statements in the modders Discord about they're looking into it or what's going on here? Because this has been going on for some time and they need to make this a priority.
There was some update from Warlock, but I would have to take a look.
But what about from the DayZ dev team communicating with you guys at all that they're looking into it, trying to work with Steam on this? Because DayZ is like most BI games, modding is the backbone of DayZ. The majority of people play on community servers.
I'm not aware. It could be that there's some private ticket anywhere, but I'm not aware of any official response from BI or DayZ. I honestly, my own opinion is I don't think they could do anything about it anyway. There's not much they could do about the Steam Workshop, which is basically the reason why they move with Armor and future titles to their own workshop, so they have the control over it themselves. That is one of the reasons they do that, and I don't think even if they would do any statement that it wouldn't change anything.
That's interesting that they're doing that as well. That's actually probably a pretty good topic to bring up. What do we know about the future of modding for like Armor 4 and that?
Well, I mean, they are testing out a lot in Armor Reforger. I'm not that much into it because I basically started with DayZ. I'm more a DayZ kind of guy. I never really played Armor. Shame on me, I know.
No,
but
I barely played it.
I'll join you with that one.
I don't know. I just can't really get used to Armor and that military stuff, and I like more the survival kind of aspects of DayZ, and I haven't really looked much into the Armor Reforger stuff, but from what I hear from other modders, it's really nice to work with, and as a modder, it's really nice. It's more modern, it's more faster, it's better in every aspect basically.
I have looked a little into some basic Armor 4 mods, and yeah, I have to say they are structured a lot easier than DayZ. They are a lot easier to understand. I haven't played the game though, so I don't know if they work as well as or if they're more fiddly or more irritable than DayZ mods are. Boy, you do realise you're sharing the whole screen, right?
Hey,
We do realise you're sharing the whole screen, so we can see the YouTube studio.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that doesn't bother me. Like I show how much we earn and all the rest of that sort of stuff. I'm not secret about that sort of stuff.
Just so you know, I didn't realise you know.
Yeah.
In case you didn't realise and you just sat in the studio,
No.
in the background.
You've also just started a Patreon as well, Rag.
Yes, a few days ago. I usually have a coffee site for which basically
Yep.
people can donate through PayPal.
Buy me a
It's just the
coffee.
easier way. Yeah, right. And a few days ago, I just thought, why not? I mean, if it's
Mate,
easy.
Exactly. The worst they're going to do is not interact with it. But it's a smart thing to do, mate, because Marx used to say it all the time, but modders have got to take a bit more ownership of working on ways to get some revenue in. I know it's hard, but it's the same for content creators, isn't it, Archie? You can't just turn the camera on every day. You've got to do stuff to generate that community feel and all the rest of it. And as terrible as this sounds, but if you're wanting to get a bit of money coming in to fund it, you've got to promote that side of it, Archie.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I hate begging for money.
It always feels awkward.
Even doing fundraisers. That's what I mean by begging for money. Like I sponsored these 2 cats recently that needed surgeries. One of them fell out a window and tore an organ, and the other one, somebody dumped them at a dump, and then the company came in and set the garbage on fire, and one of the cats got burned pretty bad. So I sponsored them, and even just doing a fundraiser for those cats, it was a pain in the ass because I feel like I'm sitting there with it. Which, I mean, as a streamer, you're kind of just a street performer anyway, like banging on drums, asking for donations. But yeah, I ended up just spending my whole YouTube check last month on those cats, and my wife wasn't too happy about it. But you gotta do what you gotta do, man. But yeah, I leave my I don't like Patreon as much. Once you hit 1,000, I know a lot of people don't have access to it, but once you get partnered on YouTube, you can have a membership option, and I get more members when I'm not streaming off my videos than I do when I'm live. So most of my joins are through, unless they're gifted. Like Trucker gifts a lot. A lot of people come in the stream and gift a lot, but a lot of my revenue is generated through my memberships.
Yeah.
Because people will come on my videos and want their name at the end of the video, So I apologize too, man. I just woke up. Number one, and two, my in-laws came this week, and my wife wanted to clean the house, so my office ended up being the storage room. So just ignore all the shit in the background.
That's all right.
Archie, can I ask you a question? Because you said I don't like to beg. Can I ask you a question? So you're gonna open up a store, yeah? You're gonna open up a bakery. Are you gonna like close your doors and wait for people to come in?
No. So I don't mean marketing.
Open your doors
marketing,
and you're gonna do some.
So I don't mean
get some people in and buy your fucking
No,
sandwiches.
it's a bit different with content creation. It's a bit different with
marketing and advertising.
You're working your ass off. You're not begging.
Yeah. No, I see what I mean by begging is like when you go in a stream, especially on TikTok, man, it's so bad on TikTok. And there's like some sob story. I just got custody of my kids, and the lawyers cost $60,000. No, they didn't. Could you please send me some money?
We're talking about content creation.
Yeah,
dude.
well, that's what I'm talking about. Those streamers.
Well,
no, they stream video games. Is what I'm trying to say.
That ain't no content, dude.
And then they'll have their little Cash App tag up there, begging for money. And to me, that's different than I'm streaming and you're donating to me. But a lot of people don't see it that way.
Babushka's bang on right. If you're making videos, if you're doing these long form streams, you are working your ass off. That is not easy. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of toll.
And it's not going to pay your bills, so you're working.
Oh no, I agree 100%. Like I tell people all the time, I would rather be working a full-time job because I got a guaranteed paycheck at the end of the week.
The hard part here, though, guys, is when you're a modder, they have got possibly the worst barriers to overcome. Streamers in general have the e-beggar thing thrown over us, but for modders, there are so many people out there who have, we've talked about this a lot, but I still like to bring it up again because, we might get a different perspective from Rag, but there's a lot of expectation of you doing it for free. Don't, how dare you ask for money, all the rest of it. Do it because it's your passion. Yeah, passion and hobby still cost money. Assets, if you don't have the skills to do it all yourself, they cost money to either pay someone to do it, unless you're lucky enough to find someone who shares your same vision and will work with you to create it. Otherwise, you're in for a lot of, like, how much, ballpark figure, Rag, how much you reckon you spent on modding?
A lot. But throughout the years, I cannot tell you how much exactly. I don't know, but I can tell you that.
Invoice the hours.
Yeah, invoice the hours you put in as well, and
exactly.
I mean, on a minimum wage on those hours.
But what I can tell you is that I learned more throughout the year. So today I can model my own stuff, most of it, not all, but most of it myself. That is a lot of money, which I don't have to pay on CG Trader or somewhere, So I basically make most of my stuff by now myself. But yeah, you cannot do everything yourself. I mean, I cannot model a vehicle, for example. That's just too much. Yeah. For the donation parts, I think it depends how you present it. For the Patreon and PayPal and stuff, also as a streamer, I don't watch many streamers, but when I see some, I don't know, I see many, not many maybe, but quite a few literally begging for donations. It's I don't know, it's a bit cringe sometimes. I think it depends on how you present it.
Babushka, I'm going to let you come in here because you seem to be quite. I like your attitude about this. Give Rag some advice here.
Okay. I'm going to be quite honest. So when I started streaming,
wouldn't have it any other way.
I never put up any goals. Yeah. When I was a year in streaming, I was like, you know what? Let's put that fucking funny 69 sub goal in there. And if I'm gonna get, even if I'm gonna get 1,000 subs, my goal is gonna be 69. So y'all better stop gifting subs, because fuck. But no, just kidding. 2-3 months ago, I work full time because I need to. But Twitch ain't gonna pay my bills. I'm a small time streamer. So I've got this minus maxes contract. So I work minimum 20, max 40. Every now and then I could take an extra day off. That's my, my plus. My downside is if that they ain't got enough hours to give, they're going to put in 20 hours. That means I'm down 50% of my wage. I'm not going to call numbers. But I told my community, I told my mods, I was talking with them. I never took money, but I need to fill up a gap. I'm working, 50% of what I normally do. And I do that 5 days a week. So they're not like giving me like 2.5 days of work. They're going to give me 5 days or 4 hours. So I won't be able to work anywhere else. I cannot split myself in half. So I took money. I put a daily sub goal on. Did I like it? No. Do I mind it now? No. Can I be honest? Does it work? Yes. Are you forcing your community to do it? No. They got their own free will. They decide if they won't or won't. There you go.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Oh,
it's not begging for money. It's giving your community goals. Like you have your goals. You give your community goals. It's up to them if they want to reach them or not.
I always just found that I make more money by not asking for it, if that makes sense. Because I mean, even with subs, like you can't make consumers happy, and like the whole thing is you got to keep everything at a 5th grade comprehension level. So it's like even with subs, I got people bitching that I put a subtle little pop up on the videos that say subscribe. People complain about, well, I will subscribe, but you're begging for it, so no. And that's the kind of personalities you have to contend with. Then you got the kind of people who sub because it's funny. People complain about everything. So I've noticed that if I don't ask for anything, I get more than when I do ask for it. I agree. I agree that like putting up a sub goal, that's all subjective though. That works for some people and not for others. But that's subtlety too. And anyone who would complain about that, is whatever. I don't even want to go into that. But yeah, as far as modders trying to compensate themselves for their work or be compensated for their work, really Patreon is the only option. Unless you set up a PayPal and put it there on your workshop page, which I've donated to a bunch of those. So if I like the mod and I use it and you save me a whole lot of time, I don't have to spend $500 commissioning someone to do that because it's there. might as well donate 25, $50, you know. That's the way I see it. But a lot of people don't see stuff that way. America has a tipping culture that other countries don't have, so it's easier for us, you know, to pay a guy a little extra for his time or gal, you know. So I've definitely noticed that too. It's a lot of Americans seem to be more, comfortable donating money like that.
That is so true.
Yeah,
that is so true.
Because we have a tipping culture here that other countries don't have. You know, they think, oh well, why should I donate you money? You know, it's your job. So you got to get past those cultural nuances as well. That's not a dig at other countries.
One thing that you need to make sure you do with a Patreon, we used to have one. I got rid of it. The main reason I got rid of ours was because it wouldn't allow me to add team members to assist with managing it and stuff like that. And it was just like, you know, they locked that behind a paywall and all the rest of it. And it's like, why not just give me a price that I've got to pay to be able to have set up a team? They suck in that regard. But if you're doing it all individually, I'm showing the feed for my personal one that I use to sponsor Wobo, Vigilante, John McClane, and Road to Vostok. Wobo and Road to Vostok are probably two people who are doing it right. They are constantly posting on there, and that's what you've got to remember. Now, I've just subbed to you, Rag, because I'm a huge fan of what you do, and that's one of the ways that I use the money that comes into us is by putting it back out. So, you know, I know there's people who would love to be able to support as many people as possible, but you know, there's only so much you can do. So I choose to use the money that I get from YouTube and that to try to support however much we can. You know, Wobo, I've been a Patreon of his since the start. And it's one that I'm very proud of because he's arguably one of the most influential people in the DayZ scene outside of the modders. But he's always sharing stuff. He gives you early access to his videos. Road to Vostok are doing constant updates of anything with the games. So it's actually a very good value for money. Now, if I switch over to yours, Rag, you haven't even made a post yet. You need to get
No,
into.
I haven't.
You need to get into that habit.
Is it actually worse than mine? Could it possibly be worse than mine?
I mean, I literally opened it like 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah.
I literally just wrote one sentence, which is official page of Ragnarok DayZ servers and mods. All funds donations will be used for pizza and beer.
Yeah, I did like that. I did like that. But you need to redo it. You need to sit down and spend, go and look at some other people's pages and get inspiration. But you need to lift it because supporters are very fickle people.
Bro, just have Chat GPT write it, bro. That's literally what I did, and I got a lot of comeuppance from that. So
I do. Chat GPT that they make my stream titles all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm not gonna lie. We are using Chat GPT very heavily in the modern community.
Dude, I'm using it for my homework now because I'm in school for game design. I've been using it for my homework.
It gets itself a bit confused between DayZ standalone and DayZ, the original mod.
Yeah.
It does do that an awful lot, but you can kind of almost train it. After 10, 15 different questions of pushing it, it starts to realise where it's going wrong and actually does produce some pretty decent results.
Yeah, you have to coddle it a little bit, but it's new.
Killswitcher said something in chat there, Rag. The only problem I had with people charging for mods is the price they're asking. Now, that is, I've always been very vocal on modders should, if they want to, shouldn't be mandatory, but if they want to, be able to make money from what they do, I think they should be able to. I know BI are very weird with how they are about monetization of mods, when you can, when you can't, and all the rest of it. And I know there are people out there like Nightwolf and that who are charging insane fees, but at the same time, I do respect some of the ways he does it. I know some people got their knickers in a twist when he shut down their access, but they basically entered into a contract, and from what I understand of it, they were using it on more servers than they were licensed to. So that's just standard business. His attitude at times, he leaves a lot to be desired, but he's Russian and there's business, that's just kind of how mafia works. But there, Sorry, you go for it, Rag.
No, I mean it depends what Killswitch means with charging for mods. There are two sides.
Yeah.
There are two ways basically. Some people, when they say buying mods or selling mods, they mean literally finished packed mods. Sometimes even obfuscated with the API, so they can even remotely turn it off on your server if they want to, which is basically what Nightwolf does with his helicopters.
Yeah.
There are a few others which do it, and that is highly illegal. And then there is the other side, where you can basically pay a modder to make a commission for you, like do something really unique just for you.
Yeah.
Like you get the source, you can do with it what you want, you can change it, you can pack it yourself, and you do whatever you want with it. That is basically a commission.
Yeah.
And some people approach me as well and ask if I can do something for them, and then they say, I want a vehicle and I have $20. And I, of course, I laugh at that. Sorry, but a vehicle for $20, you know how long it takes to make a vehicle?
Yeah.
But they are used to it because there are so many mod sellers, mostly Russian, but it doesn't matter. There are also many others, not only Russians, but it's just mostly Russians, and they just give out mods for $20 or something.
Look, it's
And, they're used
what
to
you're
it,
saying.
but it's not the same.
What you're saying
It's not
is such a
unique.
good point, because whenever I've had something designed for an item, not that I've had a lot of it, but the guy I've always gone to is Windstride. And for those who've used Windstride, he's not cheap, but there's a reason he's not cheap. He's reliable. He's honest. I've never heard anyone say that Windstride's ripped him off. And he's professional. Yeah. You're paying for, I think I heard a story the other day about there was a guy who owned a big freight ship, and the ship broke down, and he'd hired lots and lots of different mechanics to come in, and none of them could fix it. And finally, he called in this guy who was had a reputation as one of the best ship motor mechanics in the world. And he came in and he looked at it for about half an hour, got out a hammer, and he tapped it, and the engine started working. The guy was over the moon, and he said, "Yep, I'll send you the invoice." And he sent him an invoice for $30,000. And the owner was going, "You were barely there. You did like 30 minutes work, and you tapped it with a hammer. Why should I pay you $30,000?" He's going, "You're not paying me for the
knowledge,
for the actions I did. You're paying me for the 30 plus years of experience that I have, that I can come and look at it and know where to tap."
Sounds like a union guy.
The story has a real resonance with a lot of people, because you should be able to charge for things that are, like you said, commission, completely unique. I have made this purely for you. Here is the PBO. It is yours. Do what you want with it. I'm never going to be touching this again. This is now yours. I've sold it to you. You should be able to charge for that, because
but
you're not
there's a
paying. You're not
difference.
paying for the item. You're paying for the knowledge that's gone into it.
Yes, but that's what I mean. That's the difference. What I mean. Many people think making a mod is just a PBO they get, but that is not unique. I can sell the same PBO to 100 people for each $20, and I make a lot of money for it.
A good commissioner will
which is illegal. You're not allowed to do that. Or I can make a commission, do something unique to someone, send him the source in a zip or whatever, and he does with it what he wants. But he got something really unique what nobody else has.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
On the odd times when I do it, I send them a PBO and the source files. You can repack the source files into a PBO if you want, but there's a PBO that I've packed for you. You can sign that, upload it, it's all yours. I'm deleting all copies. Enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it that not many people have that much money, or server owners have that much money, and I get that some people complain that that some others might want too much, but on the other hand, it takes a lot.
There's a lot of free stuff out there. There's a lot of free mods out there if you want to use them, and you can do it. But it depends on what your end goal is. If you're just doing it for fun, and you don't have a massive amount of money sitting in the bank behind you, then you've got to be realistic about what you're going to be able to get. But if you want to set it up as a business model, well, you've got to spend money to make money. Is what
you
a lot
get what
of people
you pay for it too, man.
Pay
get what you
peanuts.
pay for. I went to this guy from the jungles of Kandahar in India for like 6 months, and I was paying him 20 here, 40 there, 20 here. And I would have his stuff, and then getting back in touch with him every time there was an update to fix it was a pain in the ass. I had him make some clothes. They would clip with everything. You know, it looked like shit. And then I went and paid a guy $100, and it was, you know, exorbitantly better. So you get what you pay for. You just got to come off with that money, and then it's going to save you a lot of headache in the future, because the guy doing it on the side for, you know, 20, 30, 40 bucks he's not going to be as obligated to come back as a guy that you paid $100. And even if the guy you paid $100 charges you again in the future, at least you know it's going to get done in a timely fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So you really are getting what you pay for. It is expensive to hire modders, but the ones that know what they're doing and have the best reputations, I think they deserve to be able to charge what they charge in a lot of cases.
And, you know, it's a free market, isn't it, Babushka? Yeah, if they're overcharging and there's someone comparable who charges a better price for the same service, you're going to go to them.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yep.
That works.
But Rag and the others, Babushka, they've got to get more comfortable with not shilling, but just give people the options. It's why, you know, we've got YouTube members, we've got Powley, we've got PayPal, we've got the merch store. We've got a number of different ways people can choose to support us if they want to. Put the options out there. Don't flog it like a dead horse and, you know, make it sound like your Dark Side Phil or someone like that. But give people the option. You know, just a nice, simple sentence, Babushka, of, you know, any support. You know, as you said, Rag, you know, beer and pizza, but we'll go to help keep funding these mods and future endeavors.
Absolutely. You know, my chat says the same thing. You know, it's sad that people do not see the word of their times. You know, we all have the same 24 fucking hours.
Yep.
You know, and their message, like, to Rag is, you know, don't underestimate yourself. You know, put yourself out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Scalespeeder had a good comment there, Rag, as well. And this is something that's been great to see some modders starting to do. You need to make it easy and obvious for people to give one-off donations and subs using multiple methods. Then it's a question of scale and how much you help or entertain people. Reach enough people and you'll get people who want to help you with money. Oh, and remember to make tutorials about your mods with donation links. So you've got the great videos up showcasing your mods. Take the time to do a video. Like Scalespeeder does it for a lot of people himself, and he's the one making the money from it. You know, he's got a smart business model there, how to install XYZ mod. But modders could be doing that themselves.
Yeah, the heck, make a fucking TikTok account, put it out there, and get them over to YouTube. It works. I get people in my chat regularly. You know, I'm from TikTok. What's up? Good to be here.
If I could chip in here, the main thing that I do with my YouTube is how-to videos. That is literally my entire meta. One thing that annoys me about good quality modders is that they don't do their own how-to videos. And it's left to someone like me to do how-to videos on your mods.
To be honest, Rag, that's money that you're throwing out the window. It's money you're not even burning it because you never had it in the first place. You're letting someone else get the credit for your hard work, but what they're doing, they deserve the. You know, I'm not saying that what you're doing, Dave or Scalespeeder, is bad. They're doing a great service.
We're doing it because
I don't agree. I love that they do it because there are monkeys like me who've got no fucking idea how to make shit work. And when I need to know how to install something, I generally go to Scalespeeder's channel because I'll be sure to find a video on not just how to install that mod, but also what the best flavor sausage roll is from Greg's.
Did I ever tell you about the analog alarm clock story?
I don't think so, but I love your stories.
I was trying to figure out how to set an analog alarm clock. I was born in 1990. They were all digital by that time, right? So I typed in on Google how to set an analog alarm clock, and Scalespeeder's video for DayZ popped up as number one.
No way.
That's awesome. That's awesome. YouTube knows you too well, man. He wants analog alarm clock. He wants DayZ analog alarm clock, not a real one. Why would he want to know that? Yeah.
I just thought that was funny as hell. I was like, oh, wow.
Oh, brilliant.
He's saying, let's remember that. And look, yeah, exactly. If you're not doing it for the money, so be it. But,
yeah, but still,
honestly,
that's basically the reason. Yeah,
it's free money. It's free money that, even if you're not, basically, for a game like DayZ, what do they call it, Archie? Evergreen content that is just always going to be relevant. DayZ will eventually die, but the game's been around for 10 years. It's probably going to be around for at least another 5 years or so. If you've got a mod that is really, really popular, if you've got a video up, that's just going to be little, a cent here, a cent there. Right. If you've got enough videos up, people go in, and I'm certain that's how Scale Speeder's channel works. I've never discussed this with him, and I'm being theoretical here. But you look at his videos, and most of them, they've got a few hundred, maybe a few thousand views. But the sheer quantity of videos he's got, there's all this revenue ticking in because people are always going in and looking how to install this, or what about this, or what, same as Wobos. Exactly. It's basically free money that you're not doing anything for after you've uploaded it. It just sits there earning you revenue. It's almost like a bank account. You put $1,000 in there, and you're just going to make a few cents every year on it, and it just keeps it coming in.
I mean, worst case scenario, you're going to get it's just a little bit of a return on investment. So if you do have to commission somebody or buy something off CG Trader or Turbo Squid, it's paid for,
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
And the beauty is, if they're your mods, you're making the how-tos and on how to use them, how to manipulate them, and how to, do whatever you want to do with them. You're the first to have the video out there. So even when other creators who are at that point bigger than you, you're going to be in the algorithm better than they are. It's your video that's going to be pushed to people that want to use that mod. So you're going to get the views and thus the revenue. So it's a very good way of being paid for your work.
Yeah, don't be intimidated by YouTube either. They got 6-year-old kids making Roblox videos.
Hey, look at this. Scale Speeder just shared his social blade. This is all public info. And what is that? About $100 a day. Or
51,000 views.
Does he release a video every day? Fucking almost. But that's who wouldn't say no to? Yeah, I'm just going to give you $100 a day. For what? Just we've got a few videos up. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. Who's going to say no to that? Only an idiot would say no to that.
It's going to take a long time to get to that point, though.
Of course,
to be genuine, but and what he's saying with the evergreen videos, I put out a video a week, sometimes two. But my video that I make the most money off of is the how to build flagpoles in DayZ video. I put that out like 2.5 years ago, and every single it's like 70 views an hour. It's crazy. So,
let's
strike gold every now and then.
Wobo's the same. Yeah. Evergreen content just keeps it rolling in.
Being I'm not monetized, I'm actually interested to go and see myself up on that and see what I would be earning. Because I'm obviously I'm not even monetized on YouTube at the moment. Because obviously the passport issue. And actually, that's something I wanted to bring up as well for other YouTube creators. From what Google told me, a lot of YouTube creators got quite a scary email.
Now, we do have that. You Americans, you call Imperial freedom units. You do realize Imperial was invented by the British.
Yeah. Why did you guys switch?
Because it's a stupid system.
Sense.
Listen, man. All I don't know. All I know is 0 is freezing, and that makes more sense to me. Or sorry, 0 is freezing in Celsius, right?
Yep.
Yeah. 0 is freezing.
And 32 is freezing for us.
Yeah.
And then boiling is 200 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what boiling is.
It
100.
makes
100.
absolutely no sense.
It's 100.
100.
Yeah.
In Celsius.
So and then the formula for converting is I don't know why they do it, bro. I can't. We just didn't. A lot of people moved on and we stayed in the antiquated technology. So the only people who use the imperial system is America, Burma, and then some random ass country I've never heard of. And then the rest of the world uses metric, which a lot of people in America do use metric. Like
Isn't
a
that
lot
the
of
same in time, like in time thing? Because we all use like military time, and y'all you do the PMAM thing, which
So, yeah, we
confuses
do-
the shit out of me.
we do GMT and we use the Julian calendar in the military, but the civilian world uses the 12-hour clock, which
Yeah, it's weird.
it doesn't. It's just more. Again, it's antiquated. People moved on, and America stayed there. So
Okay.
I don't know.
So it looks like we've got enough people back in. Conspiracy theory, we talk shit about YouTube and the stream goes down. But okay, Dave,
Yeah.
I'm popping up that email.
Here we
So
go. So this is the line that really scared me. This email serves as 30 days legal notice that your YouTube partner program terms will be terminated on July 11th, 2023. I was immediately in a live chat with Google.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, what the hell is happening here? And they basically told me that a lot of creators were sent this. It was supposed to be sent as a reminder if you haven't signed the new partner program. I signed that in January.
And you're sure that it's not a scam mail?
Yeah, I got into live chat with them. Showed them the screenshot, showed them the email. Yeah, they confirmed it came from them. My channel is fine. I'm not going to be kicked from the partner program or anything like that. But a lot of people were sent this. And it was a bit of a fuck up on YouTube's end.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure why they or how they fucked up, but for a lot of YouTube creators, if you got that email, don't panic. It's sent in error, but they haven't actually acknowledged it in any way unless you actually go to the live chat with them and they go, oh yeah, it was our mistake.
What Killswitch is saying about air conditioning, I don't mean to change the subject, but before it gets moved, a lot of places in the U.S. don't have air conditioning either, especially in the Pacific Northwest. Because I was stationed up in Seattle for 5 years. None of the houses had air conditioning because it never got above 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And now everything's getting so hot that people are putting these swamp coolers in their windows and such. That's a fair point, though. They build HVAC into houses here. They didn't typically do it in the UK.
Yeah, in the UK, there are almost no houses at all with air conditioning.
I live in Florida.
Only a few shops have air conditioning. Only the big shopping centres have air conditioning. The smaller shops don't have air conditioning.
I'd like to be an HVAC tech in Britain right now.
it's really interesting though what's going on with the the two big platforms. Like I hadn't heard about the YouTube one. That's quite concerning. But the stuff with Twitch at the moment, oh my dear Lord, what the fuck are they doing to themselves? Granny, what was your take on all that?
Well, I've been checking out. Okay, so I'm just gonna take the bull with the horns, so like we would say in the Netherlands. I've been having my one eye on Kick. I'm having one eye on YouTube because whatever Twitch is doing, it's not good. I'm really being careful though because I don't stand for what Kick.
Same.
Where Kick comes from.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of things. We all do a lot of things in life.
Yep.
Where like at the back end, the backbone, we do not agree with. That being said, I don't know what Twitch is gonna do for us. I mean, I can only talk as a small streamer. Do they give us a stage? Do they?
CPAP machines on or something in the background? I can't hear. Sorry, Granny.
No, it's okay. I just don't know what's like going on. I don't know what they're doing, but they just I don't know. Like, okay, Kick is digging a hole for them, and Twitch is like, oh, you're gonna dig a hole for me? You know what? I'm gonna help you dig my own hole.
Yeah.
And YouTube is like doing the same thing.
That if
They are pushing Kick, and I think that is a good thing to be a worthy opponent. for every streaming platform out there. I think they're going to do that.
As much
The
as
first
I'm
time
like you, I don't
I'm
like
there,
I don't like the stuff
and I-
behind Kick, the gambling in that. I don't. I did a
agree.
public tweet, but I have to like the fact that someone is making some waves. Mixer never, despite the fact that it was Microsoft, Mixer was, what the fuck is that? You know, no one's going there. It's lame as fuck. It was
I
never.
think it was more for console players, to be honest.
Yeah. But Kick, like I actually looked at Rumble this morning and just went, holy sweet Jesus. They're not touching that with a 10-foot pole either. But Kick, it's shaking it up a bit. That said, part of the concerns that I've raised with people is you've got to be aware of the money behind it. Basically, to me, they're using a very similar system to what Twitch is. Now, Twitch, allegedly, you know, they don't reveal the numbers in that. I don't know how that works because Amazon is a listed company in that. But you listen to the people who are experts in the field, like Devin Nash and that. And apparently, Twitch doesn't make money, or if it does, it makes very, very little. And that's
They're running
why
it at a loss every year. Yeah,
it's
they've not-
loss
they've not made
leader
a profit.
is what they call it. You know, you know how you go into a shopping center or you'll see an ad, you know, this week only mince is 99 cents a kilo, and you're like, that's less than what they would be paying to get it. But it's designed to get you to come in and then hopefully buy more while you're in there with it. And that's how they make their profit. Same as, you know, a lot of businesses do that. Now for Twitch, Amazon Prime is their main product. Getting people to sign up for Amazon Prime, that's money that comes into them, and then anything they buy on top. So that's kind of like one of the core components of it. And Twitch, as everyone knows, the Prime gives you one free sub to give away to people. So that's their loss leader. With Kick, my theory is that their loss leader is just getting people onto that platform so that they can then, I haven't even looked at the interface of it. We should probably look at it. But if they could get people to convert over to those gambling streams and then maybe go and, you know, buy money on one of those gambling websites, that's where they make their money. Everyone knows the house always wins. These online casinos, the amount of scandals that have been involved in them, so there's a lot of money. They make a fucking shit ton of money, and that's how they're funding this platform. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so but like Twitch, like I stream on Twitch. Yeah, that's my thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's making it very easy for me because I'm gonna like get my name. I'm gonna make an account on Kick because I don't want somebody doing weird shit out of my name because I didn't trust the platform. 2, promoting my Kick page, making sure I get my 75 follows and do one stream of 5 hours and get affiliate. Like, I made that change. Like, the changes Kick made in the things, how they handle it, you know, what they changed along the way. I'm looking, you know, I'm seeing them, I'm looking, I'm forming my own mind, I'm forming my own opinion. And on the other hand, I got Kick, Twitch, giving me a butt kick. Like, oh, you're looking at Kick? You know what? I'm going to give you more the reason to do that.
Mm-hmm.
They're digging their own grave.
I think at the end of the day, it's all about money, and they make most of their money off advertising. So the biggest thing with those new terms of service were, hey, these people that are paying these creators, these partnerships and these advertising deals need to be paying Twitch and Amazon by extension and not the creators individually. That's really what it seems like it was all about. Because Twitch is a sinking ship, and that's why they're doing the whole adpocalypse thing. You can't go on Twitch without watching, you know, that's why I quit going on Twitch even to see my friends, is just the ads. It's constant ads.
What's that term? It's not a sinking ship. They're sculling.
Yeah.
They're sinking the ship.
But the thing is, the whole point with Amazon Prime and Prime TV is to keep people renewing their Amazon Prime, so that instead of Walmart, they'll buy shit off Amazon, which is why they just paid $1 billion for the Lord of the Rings show, which bombed, right? But they don't care because people are going to buy Amazon Prime to watch that show, and then it's going to keep them on Amazon.com buying shit. It's the same with Twitch. They can hook all those gamers and all those people who, passively watch streams on Amazon Prime to get the free sub, and then they'll come and buy shit on Amazon. It's just an advertisement.
The concern I have, Rag, for a lot of people is, it's scary times at the moment. YouTube still is, I'm happy with it, but I understand why a lot of people aren't, because it's not as interactive as Twitch is. Twitch seems to be shooting itself in the foot every other day. It's like, oh, you think that was a fuck up? Hold my beer. How about this fuck up now? And then you've got Kick, which is making waves. As much as I don't like it, I'm not going to get up and be, well, some people could say I was, but I just shared my point of view on it and why I'm not going to do anything with that platform. But each to their own. It's up to you. Where someone had a comment in a Twitter reply to me is, "What's the line for you?" For me, that's it. And they said, "What about Twitch?" And I went, "I handed back my affiliate status for Twitch. I don't like Twitch's. I don't like Amazon's business model. Google / Alphabet isn't much better, but I picked the devil I was happy to be associated with, and that's YouTube. I can live with that.
YouTube is at least the best for the creator in the long run.
Now, what concerns me though, Drag, is it's making waves, but I've got this gut feel that it's going to implode spectacularly. I don't know much about the people way behind it, but some of the other names associated with it, like Aiden Ross and Trainwrecks. Trainwrecks apparently is a pretty decent business person, but are these guys capable of running a $1 billion company? If this company goes that way, when they're prone to promoting shady casino websites, is this going to be something where like these cryptocurrencies and all the rest of it? It's just going to be turned out to have been a scam, and all these people are going to have bailed on Twitch and gone over there, and they're going to lose it all. And I understand, Toprek did a tweet talking about, people saying, just what are you doing still on Twitch, mate? And he's like, you don't understand, I've been here 10 years. And I came back to him with some, thoughts on that, about risk and all the rest of it. But Rag, what do you think of it from an outsider perspective, mate?
Oh, I gotta be honest. I don't know much about streaming and Twitch and all that, but I think Amazon is also not a saint, So when I hear people say, I like Kick. What Kick was it, right?
Kick,
the alternative, Kick, or even when they are on TikTok or something, I mean, come on, TikTok. We all know who's behind TikTok, for example.
Yep,
That's not really. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I get it that Twitch made some changes, which is not really good for creators, but I mean, there's also those. What's the games? What you said? What you don't like on Kick? Sorry,
Gambling.
just gambling. Yeah, forgot the word. Yeah, I mean that's also on Twitch, right? I saw it.
Now,
It used to be, and they got rid of it.
See,
they got rid of it
I
now.
elaborated on this on
okay.
my in my Twitter post. What basically the inspiration for kickstarting was, as I understand it, but the guy I mentioned before, Trainwrecks, was a big part of it. He was a very big streamer on Twitch, and he was playing a lot of these casino slot games. Now, the ones he was playing were platforms that were based on, Buttfuck Island in the middle of the ocean, with little to no regulation, so pretty much dodgy as fuck. And Twitch finally had enough and said, no, we are not going to allow you to stream gambling unless it is with a US-based company. So it has to be a company that has the servers and everything like that based in the US. So it was covered by what they considered acceptable regulations. And they said, strict. No, we don't want to do that. We want to be able to stream on our own. So we're going to make our own fucking platform. And that is one of the big things to me that just says, really? Okay. I get why people are disgruntled with Twitch and YouTube, but just be careful going all in on Kick. It could prove me wrong, and it could evolve into the next big thing. But my gut feel, everything I'm seeing just says we're going to be seeing CoffeeZilla doing a video on Kicks very, very soon.
I think the
What I-
biggest
what I
thing,
feel-
the two biggest things are, one, the TOS update is only going to affect big streamers. It's not going to affect your average mom and pop style streamer with less than 1,000 views. Most people don't have those sponsorships. They don't have those baked in advertisements.
But the issue
don't have
is
pop-up
Archie
ads.
that if you again, I watch a lot of Devin Nash's videos. I love trying to understand the business side of the community I'm in. You know, streamers and all the rest of it. But those big people who, you can probably assume that someone like Shroud, he's making more on his sponsorship deals than he makes from his Twitch subs and all the rest of it.
Right, which is the whole point of Twitch trying to take that shit away from them because they want the money to go through.
When you look at Twitch as a platform, majority of people are there watching a handful of the big name people, you know, that top 100, 200 streamers, and they're the ones who are basically bankrolling the platform. The rest of the little guys, the affiliates, the people like me who don't even have affiliate status with them, we're not really making them any money. Their advertising sucks. Twitch's advertising is absolutely dog shit by comparison to YouTube. You know, YouTube at least has a fantastic algorithm that picks up on what you are into and, you know, feeds you ads and all the rest of it, whereas Twitch's is shit.
All right, so how does it affect the smaller guys? That's what I'm
If
asking.
those big
Because the
guys,
last analytics I looked at,
if those big guys
they
bail,
already have bailed though. Someone's going to fill the vacuum. That's what does it.
if more of them bail,
Okay, so the last
there's going to be no
analytics that I
one left
looked
coming
at,
to the platform.
the last analytics that I looked at said that 75% of viewers are watching female streamers. There's barely any female streamers in the top 10, right? So besides Amaranth, right? So what are all those other guys watching? Are they watching the massive? No, they're not. So when those guys jump ship like they've been doing for the last 5 years, people aren't going to, typically what I've noticed is people don't want to download a new app to watch streams.
Yeah.
People don't want to create a new account, which is one of the main reasons Mixer failed. You know what I mean? And people don't even want to download TikTok and watch TikTok streams.
We hate having to download games on a different platform. We complain about that.
So, I mean, realistically, I don't know, man. I don't think Twitch is the kind of Leviathan that you can just kill. You know what I mean? I mean, I left because of the freedom of expression and freedom of speech was very limited on there, you know? So I had to tiptoe through the tulips and I got tired of getting banned for stupid shit, right? I went to YouTube. I've not had any problems with that. So I don't know. I think most people are leaving because of the payout. The payout is so much better. The limitations on your speech and what you can say is a lot better. That's the way I see it. I don't know. I don't really see it affecting the smaller guys. If the big guys leave, when they log off, those other guys aren't, their 40,000 viewers, 20,000 viewers aren't going to disseminate amongst the smaller guys. Most of the time they just log off because they don't want to watch those people. So I don't.
Grady, I've got to say, the last two comments in chat, sorry. Amaranth. Them kick girls be going crazy. Oh, God.
So the reason I'm doing the kick thing, I didn't want to do it. I'm doing it now because you know what? Like my channel, like I'm talking about my channel. Like in the last couple of 4 or 5 months, it's going upward. Follows, views, average, like revenue. I'm gonna spill the whole shit. It's been going upwards.
Good.
So I need to get my stuff out there. So the YouTube algorithm, with my IRL life, being a mum of 5, you know, being a grandma, I can't have that like regular content out there. So I need to have it from aka TikTok. You know, I'm gonna get my name out there on Kick, and if Kick is gonna blow up, I'm gonna get them people over to Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
If Kick is gonna fuck up, I'm gonna get those people over to Twitch. End of the story. My game.
I don't understand YouTube gaming and YouTube live at all. I don't understand it.
That's one of the big problems. You're bang on the money there, Rag.
Yeah, I go on Twitch and I see the channels, the games which I can choose on. And then I can even filter by country or whatever. And on YouTube, I have a category live, and I have no idea how I can see who's streaming DayZ or whatever. I don't get it.
YouTube Live is absolutely terrible. The only
no idea how to do that.
The only good thing they did was put the little blue symbol next to the name on the left-hand side when you're on PC.
It's
And it
why
shows
every now and then,
who's
and
live.
now's probably another good time to do it. I'll switch over to here. All you need to do, folks, it's bullshit that it's this complicated, but it's not really that complicated, but it's bullshit that there's no easy way. Is in your search bar, type in the game that you're interested in looking for. You can filter it, but eventually you should get the topic, or even just sorry, another easier way to do it is, okay, we'll click on this, then in the description of the video it should have the game on browse game,
Game,
and then you
it
can
should show you the
actually
live.
subscribe to that game. It's This is one of the beautiful things about Twitch, and why Kick is using the same basic design as Twitch. But it's so easy, you can just But once you've done that, you just click on that, and then all you've got to do in your subscription bar on the side, you'll have DayZ as a something you're subscribed to. There it is.
There's
there.
those little
DayZ
those little
topic.
red symbols I was talking about. They're the people that are currently live.
And you can click
On
and
your
just see what's
sidebar.
live, recent videos to find new stuff. So it's good in this aspect. Once you're into it, it's great. It's really good. But it's just knowing what to do. It's terrible.
Yeah, needs to update a lot. The app itself needs to be updated
Yes.
quite a bit, and they keep making promises that they've not held to lately. But again, YouTube was created not as a exclusively broadcasting platform, So, but as a creator, I think YouTube is superior, because if you watch one of my videos and you like it and it says I'm live right there, you can click and come watch my live.
Yep.
So I can put out a video an hour before I go live, because once that like 45 minutes elapses and it hits the algorithm, you're basically advertising your stream. They don't have to download another app and create another account with Kick and go to their email and verify it and all that shit. They can just watch me, right? And it doesn't have all the bells and whistles of Twitch, but all that shit with Twitch, all those integrations are just so Twitch can make money. Bits, they take half of it, almost. The only thing that YouTube takes money from as far as streams go are super chats. So I just turn them off and put my own donation link.
I've actually just got to quickly say something. I've looked at this page quite a lot. This is the most amount of streamers I've seen streaming DayZ.
It's been growing exorbitantly in the last like 4 months.
Really growing.
Yeah.
People and I'm running into new creators constantly, and they're DMing me or they're joining my Discord and asking me stuff. Like, it's just easier. It's streamlined, right? And once they do fix the few little inconsistencies and shortcomings, it's going to be the place where everybody goes, because there's a greater share as far as subs go on Kick, right? But that's not going to be long lasting. And sure, they're backed by a bunch of gambling, big wigs, right? But I don't think the Kick's share is going to stay 90-10 or 95-5, whatever. I think that's just the way to get people over there. And then they're going to be like Taupe, right? Which he has a good point. I've been on this app for a decade. I built all these subs. I've built all this reputation here. Why would I leave? That's kind of, I think, what Kick's going for. They want to get people comfortable and complacent and then change the payout, because a lot of people are going over there for the payout. So, but YouTube, man, I have no complaints. Sure, it's not, but like Tate said in the chat, you can really make your chat very interactable if you want to. I'm lazy. I don't.
Can I just chime in here? As a guy that primarily streams on YouTube now, YouTube develops a much better quality, and much less strain on my system.
And everybody gets transcoding, all the viewers immediately.
Yep. And they get transcoding their chosen quality right the way up to what I'm actually playing. So it's not pixelated. It's not. It looks absolutely beautiful on YouTube. I have to say that their system is very, very good for the quality of the stream. And if you are a streamer that, really cares about that, you're going to be recording that or making content from that. That matters. You can't have a pixelated stream that you download and then try and make a video out of it.
Like, you can grab a clip, download it, and make a short out of that, and then advertise your channel. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's
yeah,
so many extra steps just to get people over so they'll buy Amazon Prime and Jeff Bezos can get more money. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
Look,
I'm
end
just
of
gonna
the day,
stick
folks.
around Twitch, you know.
End of the day,
I
folks.
spent 3 years on this.
Yep. Do what makes you happy. If you're happy, but don't shut yourself down to just nope. It's only this.
I'm not.
Always be looking at what your options are. Have an escape route ready to go. Hey, Babushka.
You know, I started off as a Call of Duty streamer. Yeah. The moment I switched from like console to PC, I averaged 25 on COD. I was doing good. I was fighting an uphill battle. Started on COD like the moment Modern Warfare 2019 came out. I was doing good, and I changed to PC and I changed to DayZ. I went back to a 5 average. I fought that battle twice. I'm not gonna do it again. I'm here. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use every other
yeah.
platform to you know to get the growth to Twitch.
Well, we're gonna finish this topic. We're gonna finish this topic
Totally
because
agree.
we've been talking a lot, and this is the DayZ podcast. But a quick shout out to our boy Stimpy, 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Damn.
I'm
He said he
so,
was going to quit when he hit 1 million. We'll see.
Dang, that's a lot.
yeah, but
GG, well done.
particularly for a guy like him with his content, that's a really big achievement. So congratulations to our boy Stimpy for finally getting to the 1 million subscriber mark. Yeah,
Well done.
he's an absolute champion.
Yeah, GG's on that one.
Yeah.
Yep. When does your plaque arrive?
So stream wherever you want, folks, but just make sure you're aware of the potential risks and what's going on in the background with that platform. But yeah, don't go all in on one. Make sure you've got options. If you're just a Twitch streamer, start working on that YouTube channel. Just get yourself to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I've seen streamers who just they private their stream on Twitch and then they upload it on YouTube because there are some people who like to go back and watch VODs. Why not stick it on YouTube and earn some decent ad revenue from it as well? Your ad revenue is
I get more off VODs than I do live streams.
Yeah.
Just because I stream at such an obscure time for the European crowd. So
now.
Yep. Give yourself options.
What did you guys think of this? 1 second.
Don't break the computer, Boyd.
Uh-oh.
Archie's favorite game. He's all in on this, baby.
Get ready for November
Bro, what-
10th.
what the fuck was that, dude? When you know a game's
It
gonna
was-
suck when it's like
That was
cinematic.
Lamborghini
That
Racing
was-
Survival.
Rag,
Not
that was
game
such a
language.
rip of I Am Legend, wasn't it? That wasn't even subtle. That was such a rip of I Am Legend.
Yeah, I was going to say, can I just say that is literally I Am Legend with a different car.
Who's the target demographic for that?
People with too much money and not a lot of sense.
I
Ra-
watched their live stream that they had showing off the development, and they showed like 15 minutes of gameplay and then 45 minutes of this rip-off scammy app that the game development company came out with.
There's a guy called Big Fry Rag who does a lot of videos in the survival genre as well and PvP games and that. And he did one on this, and he was talking in there about they actually did an interview, and they one of the questions asked was, are players going to be able to have their own, set up their own base and that? And they said, yes, you're going to be able to buy real estate. And I put a poll out, and it didn't get much interaction, sadly. Wasn't edgy enough, apparently. But my theory is that they're looking at the GTA 5 model, and they're going to be selling shit like shark cards. If anyone knows about those in GTA, you could buy a house in GTA with money in the game, and you can buy these shark cards, which is in-game currency. That's the model I think they're going for, Rag. it scares the shit out of me that they're going to suck in a bunch of young kids who want to be able to flex in their mansion in the zombie apocalypse that they bought from there's going to be some Asian chick at the real estate in downtown wherever this game's set selling properties. What the fuck?
V-Bucks.
V-Bucks then.
I was going to say, you mean Grand Theft Auto or Fortnite or Minecraft?
I mean, honestly, when I went...
Can we continue to list games that have taken this same model?
But
Yeah,
what
just
I-
get a
Rag,
just
what I
get a
don't
streamer
understand,
with purple hair to play it while he's on Adderall and all the kids will play it.
Rag, what I don't understand, mate, is they partnered with NVIDIA. They've got IGN releasing their official trailers for them. Is there stuff going on that we're just completely missing? Or it seems like for the majority of like hardcore gamers, we're looking at this going, what the actual fuck is going on with this game? And how bad is it? Yet all these big, supposedly trusted organizations are still working with them.
Yeah, when I first saw the trailer, I thought it's 1st April. I seriously, I didn't think they mean it. I mean, they said, they basically wrote at the end the best survival game of the year. They literally, all you saw in the trailer was a guy racing a Lamborghini.
It was like
And then
Need
they
for
write a
Speed Zombie
survival game.
Apocalypse Edition, mate.
Listen, that only means they've got like the best management like department they can ever had. I mean, come on.
Well,
The
Babushka, I
skills
think
that
someone
they-
said that's an actual Lamborghini model. So
It is.
how did they get Lamborghini to agree to that as well? Like, what the fuck is this a pyramid scheme or something?
There's
I-
definitely a huge investment behind that. There's definitely a huge.
Well,
I mean, if
apparently they're linked up with some
paying
Kiwi
IGN
company. No, they're linked up with some Kiwi company now as well. And no, it's not Rocketworks, but some other Kiwi company is involved now. And I'm like,
Oh, you mean New Zealand? I was like, what Kiwi company has that kind of money?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. There's a lot of these things at the surface level seem. I don't know. I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on. How many advertisements can they cram into that game? How much product placement
Yeah.
can they cram into that game?
Yeah,
It's gonna end up
okay.
being just like any. Yeah, I mean, that's just look at Fortnite, man. Like no one knew who that Travis Scott dude was, the rapper, until he showed up on Fortnite. And now he's got McDonald's meals and shit.
yeah.
You know,
You've
that's
actually I think you've hit on the nail there, that it was the most wishlisted game on Steam, Babushka. So I imagine that it's a bit like my missus, where she works. She went to a conference and they had a person in there talking about the metaverse and how it's the next big thing. And she said everyone was sitting there in awe of like, wow, this metaverse is amazing. And she said her and one person next to her were looking at each other going, do you know much about this metaverse? And she's going, yeah, it's shit. The no one fucking wants to have anything to do with it. And she's like, yeah, but I think that what they're doing is they're going to the people and saying, we've got the most wishlisted game, Babushka. Would you like to have an item in it? And these people are going, oh, yeah, not realizing that they're basically potentially, look, it may blow us away, but what do you think, Babushka? I think they're getting suckered in.
I think so too. So I work on a tech help desk, but every now and then we're forced to do some sales. As a salesperson, if I'm gonna look at this, they are doing a fucking amazing job. I gotta tell you that. If you're a good salesman, you can sell shit to an Oli Sheikh, and tell him it's black gold.
Yep.
And that's what they're doing. And they're gaining in people who invest in the game, who let them use a name, whatever, if they got like permission for the fucking Lamborghini model though. But anyway, I don't think it's gonna be something like.
Yeah,
I mean, but buying a license.
Babushka is bang on right about what they're doing. They're salespeople. They're selling ice to an Eskimo.
Yeah,
They're
I can do that
essentially,
too.
they're essentially selling the hype without actually having anything to show.
They do that a lot, and it always ends up being a popcorn fart in the end, a flash in the pan.
I'm super skeptical. I agree with what Scarlspeeder says. I, for one, hope it's great. I really do, because it does look great. The graphics and stuff, but just, I don't know. Maybe I'm too bitter and, scarred and twisted and miserable and grumpy in my old age. But don't knock devs for making new games. I know, but at the same time,
we could possibly be wrong. We could be wrong, and it could turn out to be an absolutely legendary game that is utterly amazing.
Could be.
But on the same token, you have to take a bit of skepticism with this.
Like
Yeah, so it
when
could be
they
like,
didn't even register the trademark, Babushka. When I heard that, I was like,
I mean, it
"Are
could be
you
like a good
kidding me?"
mixture of like, The Last of Us and, Need for Speed, because that's what I got like out of the trailer. Sorry.
Yeah, it could be. But like Boyder was saying, when they fail to actually copyright their own name, I mean, how do you start making a game that is going to be released as a game and don't copyright your own name?
Isn't it a Chinese
mean-
company?
I copyrighted my name.
Isn't that like, yeah? Everyone knows Dave as a brand name. I mean, come on, how do you not copyright your own name? That's the first
Look,
thing
I
you do.
nailed my name over here nationally. Like Rampage Granny 78 is my brand. I did it.
Sorry,
Not because I think I'm going to be big, but what if I am?
Rag, I
What if I do?
think there's some shade in chat there, mate. We've got to address this. Sorry, Babushka. We should only make fun of underdeveloped mods, not games.
Oh, dang it. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, we went in the wrong. I'm sorry, guys.
I like that. Sorry.
This is what I love about this community, Rag. We rag on each other all the time. It's, that was a good comment, Darkwing. I think that's the comment of the chat so far.
Oh, was that
Alright.
Darkwing, was it? Hi,
Yeah.
Darkwing. Yeah.
Yeah.
GG's.
But no, that was just that trailer was a wow. What's Trucker said there? Come on, if you're going to make a survival game, keep it real. How many people is going to be driving around in the Lambo during a survival event, or shit, it's the fan scenario? Look, I'm going to say me. I'm going to say me. If I can get my hands on one, I'm probably going to take one for a spin. Just to, but yeah,
I'm going to be the one in the tree line shooting your brains. Let's go.
If I'm probably going to be dead within the next couple of months, I am going to go to the nearest place I know where there's a Lamborghini and steal it. Drive it round. Because why the fuck not?
okay.
You
Now, did you guys do your homework?
Yes, sir.
The video?
No.
Yeah, I watched it.
No, sir. I'm afraid I was doing both the admin and modding yesterday and had like 5 minutes in between each.
His dog ate it.
So I'm going to jump.
Yeah, the dog ate it.
What did you think, Archie? You've been around as long as I have in this stuff. What did you think of my predictions from way back then in late 2015, 2016?
I think they were pretty accurate. I saw where oh my God, what's his name? The guy we both like so much on Patreon. I can't think.
Vigilante.
Vigilante. He said that the game didn't blow up like you thought. But if you look at like the console community, the player counts, and then the player counts on Steam right now, and compare that to other games, I think it's honestly it found its audience and it continues to. And I think you were definitely spot on about that. I think the development has been kind of slow, but we got to look at what they have to work with, But yeah, I mean, everyone should go check that out because that was nostalgia overflow for me. I loved it. I loved the old sounds and the old, the rattling when you run with the gun and the way the zombie. It just seemed more immersive before they made it into an arcade game.
Look, I tagged Jacon and Vidge and Brian Hicks because I mentioned those three people quite a bit throughout the video, as well as a few others. But Brian actually jumped in as well. And his comment, I didn't actually realize this. I'd forgotten a lot of this, Archie, but he said, I'm not sure what we didn't achieve that people were expecting. Maybe comparing 2014 success to 2023 success, we crossed 1 million units sold inside the first 2 weeks, was the #1 top seller on Steam the entire year of 2014, won 2 golden joysticks, top 10 CCU on Steam for years. That's some pretty fucking decent achievements.
Yeah. That's what I've been saying for years, bro.
Yeah.
This game is so easy to shit on because it's so ambitious and there's really nothing to compare it to. This game has spoiled me so bad that if I'll jump on new games that are like a Cyberpunk, right? I just can't get into it. It doesn't grab me. There's too many. I'm soft locked. There's too many rail shooters out there getting all the credit when this game to me is gives me everything I want. Freedom of choice. I got a fresh start every time I die. You know, it's so ambitious. But I think that's maybe why people shit on it so much. I don't know. It's just easy to. Also, the fact that the devs listen to the community. I've never seen another game where it was so the developers and the producer and all and the community outreach manager were so open to suggestions from the community. Like they respond to you on Twitter. I'm not saying spam them and lambat, and bug the shit out of them, but I've never seen another game where, not even Rust really, where the development team responds and reaches out and takes advice and input from the community so much. And maybe that's why people are so, vociferous about, complaining about the game shortcomings and stuff. But I'm happy with what we got. Sure, I bitch and piss and moan sometimes, but that's 99% of it is because of how bad the infected run. If the infected were fixed, I wouldn't have anything to complain about for the most part.
See, now, Killswitch has said in chat there, Rag, and this is another reason why I wanted to bring this topic up with you here, mate, because you are a very established and very respected modder. And I say modding has kept this game alive. If there was not modding, the game would be dead a long time ago. That's BI's model, though. They create a base game, and then they allow modders to flesh it out to, there's an argument there about the monetization aspect of it. You're getting modders to do a lot of your work, but that's the model, and that's what the community seems to pretty much be okay with. You're a modder, and you've made some influential stuff in this community. You speak with a lot of other of the more hardcore modders for DayZ. What's their take as collectively, as best as you can give? What's their take on people when they say that?
I mean, that was always the model of Bohemia games, that they depend on modders basically for their games. They make, I see it more than like what BI does. They make a core game and let modders extend the game basically. That is basically their model from, I think, almost all their games. The model is not that they make finished games from the get-go. They make a core game and modders extend it and maybe finalize it in some ways. And
Yep. Or they hire the modders to come work
yeah,
for
all
Bohemia.
that.
I mean, that's what we say that every single episode, that they take the best mods from the workshop and then they make them vanilla features. Which
But isn't that the reason why they're so invested in the community as well? Because no matter if you're going to be a modder or you're going to organize an event, the first event I organized, the boxing event, they put me on the spotlight on their fucking
that's what I'm
website.
saying. Yeah, what other community? What other? Yeah,
they
awesome.
approached me. They asked for all the intel. Listen, we need all the Twitch links of all the contestants. And I was like, the moment they DM me on Twitter, from that day on, I shut my pants until the event was there, and then a Cairo signs up and a Saramore signs up, and you just gonna I can replace myself in Ariana very good, but anyway, they invest a lot of their time and energy in the community, and I think a lot of players forget that. They motivate us to make the game,
or they take it for granted.
Yeah,
they do.
Shout out to Scotty.
Just like the mods,
See,
the modders.
They stated it was your game, and it was your game to create. This is your adventure.
It's why they didn't go hard on the law. As much as some of us wish they had, they made a conscious decision. And this goes back as far as Dean Hall made the conscious decision. We played in one of the very first episodes when or one of the early episodes when we had Matt Lightfoot on, and he had the old trailer that they had that was blurry and out of focus and all the rest of it, and people have used it and covered it. There is a law out there, but they've pretty much chosen to, no, we're not going to lock you in to this is it. We want you to be able to, there's a little loose stuff there, and Scotty's done some amazing stuff with, the King in yellow, and Hannah, and the meme face people, and Jack and Jill, I think he calls them, but they pretty much just said no. Let people create whatever communities they want. Let people play this game however they want, and
create your own law.
It's got to. I've got to respect it. Look at what 3rno's doing with his what is it? Bohemia? No, not Bohemia. I've got it in the agenda for later. But creating these servers, like you said before, Babushka, about server law. people are able to almost do what they want. We've got medieval servers. I've even seen World War II themed ones.
Yeah.
It's a role player's wet dream, man. This game, like like I said, man, there's been so many games that have came out and were supposedly DayZ killers, and they're always just flashes in the pan, man. I mean, even like Atlas. I remember when I first started playing DayZ, this game Atlas was like a open world pirate game where you had all this free choice, and that game, the devs just torpedoed it. They destroyed it and kind of pulled the rugs out from under themselves because they weren't listening to the community, and they did the exact opposite of what the community wanted. And there's been so many other titles that have come out in the meantime trying to copy DayZ's model that have just failed ultimately. There's just, I don't know. I have to say it's because that they get so many lamentations and so much shit mud slung at them because they open themselves up to it, which I'm glad they do because it's a sacrifice that, that needs
but
to
they're
be
very
made.
ungrateful as well. Like just a little example, they did like on the Women's Month, they did like in March they did 3 thoughts about the women in DayZ. And if you look at the comments below that, fix this, fix that.
Oh.
Fix
Oh, that's every time. Dude.
That's
it's turned
everything.
into a
if you
meme.
don't like the
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
go play COD, go play something else.
The DayZ standalone team would like to announce that as a side project, we have cured cancer, AIDS, corona, everything else, and we're going to be sharing that
You can't
free
do
with
enough,
everyone.
man.
And some motherfucker's going to come in there and go, but your cars are still fucked. Fucking
it's kinda
get
like,
over it.
It's kind of like politics. They're damned if they do, damned if they don't.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like, and they're but that's because they have that open forum that goes both ways. Thankfully, thankfully they have it. Because I've never seen another community that had it like that. You're definitely not going to get that from Blizzard or Activision or EA or Ubisoft or any of those.
Scotty and Jakub, God bless them. It was so good, Tyson, when they started trolling people on the Twitter account, wasn't it, mate?
Which one? Did I miss something?
Scotty and Jakub, when they would get people coming in saying some of the stupid shit on Twitter, and they would just troll them back with the official account. It was so good when DayZ started doing that. It was like, enough's enough. You guys want to be bitches? We're going to have some fun with you.
When was it? I must have missed that.
Oh, mate, there was a guy who said something about that they were a dead game, and he was a Mixer streamer, and it was right when Mixer collapsed, and they clapped back at him with like, okay, mate, well, you can just go and stream on Mixer then, can't you? Oh, wait. And it was fucking gold, mate. It was.
I keep seeing that lately, too. People are saying DayZ's dead again. It's like this bandwagon thing where people will come out and say it's dead. The player counts are still up.
They want it to be dead. They want it to be. Like, one of my best mates to do Thor. Seriously, I'm gonna fucking buy a zombie fucking doll, and when I finally get to meet him in person, go, okay, bro, show me on the doll where DayZ touched you. Come on. He has got a serious bug in his ass about DayZ. I love the guy, and just because he's got, this is again, getting a bit off it here, but just because you don't agree with someone about one aspect doesn't mean you can't still like them as a person. He hates DayZ pretty much now. He's all in on that scum life, but he even posted on the Twitter thread. I had it up there before. I'll put it up again. Whenever there's a chance for him to shit on DayZ, he's there. He's even in the podcast Discord. But he said it's one. I would argue the modders have kicked it out of the park. Without the modding community, the game would have fizzled out long ago. I said the game always planned to have modding. That's the standard BI model for Arma. Maybe other games should take note. He said it's one thing to have modding. It's a complete other thing to rely on your community to make your game, update it, and keep it alive and exciting. Which again, I tip: make the game, update the game. No, the dev team fucking do that. And whilst there are issues, Rag, for the most part, they're a lot better now with working with you guys with your mods than they were in the past. They've learned from that, haven't they?
Yeah, they did learn from it, yeah. I think the communication got better. It still lacks a bit, in my opinion, but it got better. I mean, I gotta be a bit criticizing, right?
Yeah, of course.
I cannot say that everything is good.
No, without struggle, dude, there's no progress, isn't it?
I mean, there is some lack of communication sometimes where I just think, well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's in a better place now than it was. Like, You know, there were times in the past where they broke everything. This time they had something with, there was that weird bit of code or whatever they were changing about clothing and items, and Inclement Dab raised awareness of it and that it was going to cause an issue, and they backed off because they didn't want to fuck things, even though most people were kind of like, we kind of wish you had have, just giving us time to prepare. But
that's actually the best example, because
Have you heard about the invisibility
that-
bug though?
invisibility bug? No.
Is that with the clothing that you can put on and it kind of
No,
makes
no, no,
you...
no. I mean, I am totally fucking invisible in game. So I met up with this lovely lady in the mosque. We were talking about the radio. Her teammate died. My own teammate died. Team up in the south, you know.
just grab a
And
coffee.
she walked into my bunker. She couldn't see me.
But you won't.
And she
You
was
might
about to,
not say
like,
how it works.
She was about to report me. Yeah. She
Yeah.
was about to report me for cheating. And I said, listen, I normally don't do that, but I'm live. Go look at my stream. I'm not kidding you. I'm here. Yeah. So that moment I dropped all my clothing on the floor. My clothing was visible. So then her chat, because she was live, she was live as well. I did not knew it. Her chat said, listen, we remember the mic bug where your mic is detected within DayZ, but you don't have audio within DayZ, and you had to run like 100 meters away and then run back, and then your mic was detecting again. Do that. And I ran away 100 meters. Yeah, and I came back and she could see me again.
You're visible.
So, is that something new? Is that like I haven't had that bug.
I've
before.
not had that happen to me yet,
um,
no.
We had it on the admin tools in Queens of the Castle today, trying to fix the 3 to 4 players that couldn't get into the game.
Uh-huh.
And occasionally they were appearing invisible, or you couldn't see the clothing on them. So I could see Salty Salmon perfectly with the blue backpack on and the blue armband. But Hella Plays was seeing her without the blue backpack and without the armband.
So is this like exclusive to community servers then?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Was it custom clothing items that
So the
worked? Well,
weird
she
thing
said she was totally invisible.
No, she was
I was
invisible.
totally invisible, but only my clothing was visible the moment I dropped them on the floor. She could not hear me, but only through the radio. So I had to talk to her through the radio. I could hear her double through radio in game. She only could hear me through the radio. So it was so weird. It was the most eerie encounter I had in DayZ because she was like, her mods was already in Discord clipping and reporting me for cheating. That was like
when someone came in the second time, she was completely invisible to both me and Hella. We couldn't see her at all.
Did both of those servers use the VPP admin tools maybe?
I don't know, because I was on day one.
Oh, day one?
I was on day one. I don't know what kind of admin tools they use, but it was 100 meter away and then run back again. I filed a ticket about it because, you know, I don't know if anybody else did not hear me or did hear me and did not see me. So might report me. I don't know. So I filed a ticket and they said it was a known bug. So I did not know if it was like connected to Namalsk because, you know, Namalsk has got more bugs and different bugs than any other map around that, you know, it's like they got their own license to bug instead of license to kill.
Yeah.
But anyway, it happened in Cherno as well. So that's a whole different thing in it. Wiggle. Let's go. Shake that booty. I'm sorry, you shouldn't be doing that. I'm drinking rum. Listen, I got feelings to love. You shouldn't be doing that.
I love my Audi. That was good that you lodged, actually lodged the ticket. Because that's a common thing we hear is people will say, you know, oh, what about this? And it's like, well, did you lodge your ticket? If you don't lodge your ticket, they're not going to know about it. They're not fucking omnipotent. Yeah.
Oh, I launch tickets. I absolutely do because, you know, not everybody's going to, how are you going to notice that you're not visible unless you communicate or interact with somebody?
Exactly.
How are you going to notice?
But this again comes back to they need to improve, and Rag, I'll get your input on this, mate. They need to improve the interface for people to be able to not just report cheaters and hackers, but to report bugs. It should be something that you can do from the in-game menu or something like that. For something happens, bang, and it can take a snapshot of data, maybe download a packet or whatever they need or something like that. I've seen other games do that, so that people can do it, because I do agree 100%. The ticket site, it's probably very good if you're that way inclined, but I fucking hate going onto it. Because it's like, what do they mean? The feedback tracker
it's miserable, man. It's no one who's not extremely motivated is going to go through the entire process and follow through with supporting a ticket. Not supporting. I can't think right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gathering
all the data they want.
Submitting was what I was trying to say. Jesus. I got drunk last night. Sorry.
What's it like for you as a modder doing that, Rag? Actually.
Shame on you.
I can see that this could help, but I can also see that it would just increase the spam from players to the devs. I can see that it would help if people could actually just make screenshot and submit that with the
that's a good
inside
point.
the game, But I can also see that people would just troll the devs and just write fix the clause, fix that, or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Even if I look at the feedback tracker from normal gamers, players, it's mostly a meme. I mean, people write the weirdest stuff which has nothing to do with anything, and it makes no sense. And
I've seen some of those.
Provide a mod list, or they don't say if it was official. They don't give any info at all. It's basically a meme. And if I would think that people could actually do that in game with one click, I think they couldn't fix anything, because it would get worse.
Maybe you could look at. Go for it.
When people say, I get a handbug this, I get a handbug that, ADS bug. I've been an Estica for a long time. I've got like almost 2,500 hours alone on Estica. Yeah. In those 2,500 hours, I've been bugged 3 times, 4 times. It runs smooth as
But I only ever get the handbug when I'm around other players.
It also depends on what server you play, what mods that server got. For example, if I may bring in...
I'm talking day one.
I was going to say, if I can chime in here as well, how the server is not just built, but what it runs on. If it's virtualized or if it's got proper hardware, because it does make a massive difference to the player. If a server is well constructed, well put together, you are going to get bugs.
You cannot expect it.
But
you cannot expect it. Especially not from the dev side of things. You cannot expect that there are servers correctly configured, because 95% are not correctly configured.
Yeah.
And 95% of people who run a server, I'm sorry to say, but 95% of people who run a server don't know how to run a server.
Yeah.
They just know how to add mods, and then the server runs. Then they maybe resell it every 4 hours and call it a day. But from the perspective of bug reporting, if I may give an example, the perfect example would be my car lift, actually, which I just introduced. I updated yesterday my update, and I got like a few reports already from people complaining that it crashes the server, and that some vehicles don't work, and when they repair some certain vehicles, and it crashes the server, and then you get some bug reports and DMs, and people shout at you, and when I ask them, it's always the same mod. I don't know if I want to name that mod, because I don't want to start a shit show, but it's a paid vehicle mod which is poorly configured, and I tell them that I tested this with my vehicles and vanilla vehicles, and it worked. There were no null pointers, there were no errors. I tested it a long time, and it works. And I cannot test with every other vehicle, especially not models ones, and more especially not with.
I could drive a car without.
And I can more especially not test with paid mods. I mean, people literally message me and expected from me that I test with paid mods, and that's a joke.
People wonder why Zarge bailed on the community, dude.
Yeah, why does your mod not work with this paid mod? Because I'm not paying for the mod. To test it,
but you see, that is the issue. People report, but that's the issue. People report bugs to me, and say your mod is shit. This shit doesn't work. And in reality, it's some other mod which causes it.
It's a mod conflicting with it that's breaking it. There's nothing wrong with the mod. It's because you're using a mod that hasn't been well created and has been it's been created for profit very quickly to sell to you. on that note, I have to chime in and say goodbye. It's been an absolute pleasure, everyone. It's been an honor to meet you, Doug Tyson.
Oh, nice that you were here.
Thank you
But
for
I-
taking care of us, Dave.
Babushka, I don't know how you're still going after doing, the Queens of the Castle.
Oh, I
could do
can
the
tell
admin
you.
for
I mean, it's my date. It's Captain Morgan. It keeps me on my feet or on my chair bowl. I got a bowl though. I got a chair. But yeah, it's keeping me up. I'm good.
that. I certainly need to upgrade. You take care of yourselves, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here. An honor to meet you, Rag Tyson. And
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
thank you, Boyd, as always. And enjoy the rest of the podcast. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Good
love.
night.
See you, mate. But yeah, no, definitely quite an interesting thing. Yeah, maybe they could do like it's a series of flow charts where what is your complaint about, and you just basically tick the boxes, and then they see they're getting enough about something, then they can throw it out there to the more experienced people, via the feedback tracker, the ones who actually know how it works and know how to use it properly, and say we're receiving a lot of reports of this. Have any of you guys got any information on it? Just a way for people to be able to report, especially when it comes to things like hackers and cheaters. They get a lot of shit about how bad Battle Eye is. So yeah, see how if there's options
Is
there.
Dave finally gone? All right, I'm good. Okay.
Oh my
Now, I am going to do something. Give me 1 second, folks.
I love your right out of bed look, Archie. I love it.
Oh, I am right out of bed. I asked
Yeah,
my wife to
I
wake me
know.
up.
I see it, but it's good. It's good. I love it.
I was like, usually I
saying.
take a shower, comb my hair, get all the rat nests out of it. I was in the military for 10 years. I never was able to grow my hair
Call it a
out.
rat nest. You know
I
what
mean,
I
I've
call
got
it?
I've got rat nests going, man.
No, that ain't no
I know
rat nest,
now
dude.
why I know now why all my sisters wanted to be boys when they were younger, because
That ain't no
combing your
rat nest.
hair fucking
Hold it.
hurts.
Hold it. It ain't no rest nest. It's a sex nest. What have you
Oh.
been doing last night? What have you been
Sleeping
doing?
on a couch, watching
Oh,
watching
ouch.
80s movies, drinking.
well, that sounds like a hell of a time, though. Let's go.
There we go.
Here we go. What?
In the chat.
Oh, we're doing a hat raffle. Okay.
We're doing a hat raffle. We are giving away. Let me show you all. This is we've got two merch stores. One of them's the Spreadshirt one, but the Streamlabs one actually enables me to do these giveaways live on stream. So what we are giving away is this item here. When I saw it, it immediately made me think of you, Archie, the real redneck looking cap.
Well, I'm flattered. Thank you.
So yeah, got half an hour or so, folks, to enter your tickets in for that. But yeah, anyone can enter. All you got to do is type !raffle in chat. What else did I have on the agenda? Uncle Ray posted a question on Twitter that I actually really liked, that I wanted to get you guys' take on it. What's your unpopular DayZ opinion? There was some funny, good stuff in the responses to
Ain't
this.
no party like Cannibal Party.
That is not
Well,
dead.
she's lit. I love it.
Base building and fishing is loads of fun. Ray is the goat. That we don't need another map. While it would be nice, modded maps do a lot. Chimney, I saw you in chat here as well. I did reply and say a map design should, I can't be certain, not take devs away. It is an environment design aspect. This would be at Dance of Jesus and maybe Adam Frankie with his background in this as well. Additional staff could also be hired. Would pay for itself, I believe. Console would eat this up. So that's just my take on that. But facility, good old facility, murdering freshies and betrayal is not a toxic behavior. It's stopped
They
being.
love that word, don't they? Toxic. This community loves that word, bro.
Base building is good by you there, Archie. Just it was a nice little post that we saw. Yeah, some stuff come in there, but I thought it was a good question as well because
It is.
it did. Look at the amount of responses he got. You know. Project Zomboid.
I think I went cannibal on that Twitter thing.
Yeah.
I think my repost was ain't no party like cannibal party. Let's go.
Yeah, people hate cannibals, don't they? It's kind of like an unwritten rule. If you hear somebody
Why?
laugh, you got to shoot them.
No,
I think it's just one of those.
Let's do it. It's a
the obvious
survival
reason
game,
is,
and if I'm gonna survive by eating my fellow human being, I'm gonna do that.
yeah, and that's why I'm going to shoot you if I hear you fucking laugh. I'm going to be like, this motherfucker shoots and eats players. So if I hear you that cannibal laugh, I'm shooting that motherfucker.
Yeah, but I won't give you a chance, but I'll get you.
I've seen your
You'll be dead
PvP
before you
skills.
even hear me laugh,
Everyone
buddy.
knows how bad
You're
mine
dead
is.
before you even hear me laugh. No,
Fun
just
food.
kidding,
It's
but
dying and
yeah,
we'll
I
have
do
less
it.
than 1,000 players online within
My
a year.
occasional cannibal runs. I love it.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the hate from people who either tried to stream it and failed or just aren't good at the game, so they shit on it, is insane, dude. Like, you know what? I was terrible at Project Zomboid. That game pissed me off so bad, so I doubled down and I played it for like 2 weeks straight. Now I'm good at it to the point where I can enjoy it. But if you would have asked my opinion on the game in the first week or two, it would have been some nasty shit.
Well,
But
my community loved me because of my, mediocre gameplay. It's going to be mediocre at best, If you're not going to like it, move on.
yeah, no, I just mean like the players that come in there and every chance they get, they're still following DayZ content creators, they're still following modders, they're still following DayZ just to go on there and piss and moan,
Oh, yeah, I know.
But this rag was a great post as well for something we were talking about earlier, building a community, building engagement, getting people aware of you. He had some pretty big names. Tope obviously replied on it. And when that happens, other people following, look at Ray. He's got 1,814 followers. Tope has 10,900 followers. So just purely by Tope choosing to interact on that, that's going to pop up in the feed of other people who follow Tope. It's raising awareness. It's a great way to build your community. I know a lot of people don't like Twitter, but I love it. I live on the fucking thing, but I'm terminally online and I've got no life. I'm a loser. But I enjoy being on there and just chatting about anything and everything. But if you just use it for what you want, you're not going to have any issues with any other stuff popping up. And if you can, you just, it's got a pretty good thing. You can click on it and you can mute, or you can unfollow, or you can block a topic if it's about a topic you don't want to see. So you can tailor it now to whatever you want. But it's a great way to build community, and it was a damn good question. I love that. I love Uncle Ray. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea. I'll be honest, I don't watch him a lot because he's too high energy for me, and I can barely understand him. He does not speak fucking English. He speaks some other fucking godforsaken
I went
tongue.
down in his stream. I love it.
Yeah, he speaks asylum escapee, but it's fun, man. You need personalities like that in the
I
community.
thought you were
There's a
getting
lot of people.
X-rated then, Babushka.
No, really, I do. I do. When I have my own stream and I just dip out, I raid out. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna sleep, I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna jump on Ray stream. I'm gonna chill the fuck out. And everybody's like, how can you chill in his stream? I said, I don't know. It's my cup of tea. I love it. He's my cup of tea, dude. I want him. You can pour him in my cup of tea every moment of the day.
And that's it. There's a creator for everyone out there. I love the guy. I love his energy. I love his hustle, but it's just too fast paced for me. I like a much slower. When you get old like me,
Well, hold it. Listen, I'm not old. Yeah, I'm just aged like fine wine.
I'm more like a cheese. I've just gotten moldier and stinkier.
Listen,
but you're a woman. Women are better than men in that regard. Unless you're talking about like George Clooney and people. Actually, for 50, I think I'm doing pretty well with my skin. But
dude.
I put that down to my DNA. D and or A, we call it in this house. Archie, Did you get a chance to look at 3rno's new server?
No, I didn't, man. My in-laws were in town all week, so I didn't get a chance to do anything DayZ related.
I kind of figured
unfortunately, I
that.
apologize.
So I have one prepared, which is his Borealis server.
So I'm back in a minute.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I love these vehicles, man. I love them.
This is how you do a DayZ trailer. You tease. Concrete mixer? Nice. Oh, it's rigged? Whoa!
What is this?
Customized assets.
This I loved. Imagine that with Rags mod as well. I loved it. Transport reinforcement. That to me is like oh.
That is like hands down, bar none, the best server trailer I've ever seen.
It did look like fabulous, and I'm a sucker for music, like, you know, and what's behind it, like it's gonna build up the tension. It I love it.
I'll share the trailer in chat for you all. But yeah, that is just
Is it
my.
whitelisted or?
I don't know. I don't know much about it. I haven't joined the Discord or anything. But I wanted to just share that because, my God, that looks awesome. So what he says in the description is DayZ Borealis servers introduce many overhauled systems, including base building, vehicles, and a humanity system. I think it said 17th of June is when it goes live. Every player starts off with a neutral humanity. It is the player's choice what path they will take, bandit, hero, or stay survivor. Each faction has their own armband color to identify them. You cannot take this armband off. Every player interaction will impact your humanity. More info here. And they've even got a website. We'll come back to that. All vehicles on the server are custom. Don't expect Humvees, BRDMs, or any tank army vehicles. We aim to keep the immersion high, so cars are mostly civilian, but you can upgrade these vehicles with scrap metal and add armor to their windows or wheels. All cars have this option. More info again on the wiki. This base building is tied into your humanity. If you are a bandit level 1, then you can only build a bandit level 1 house, which is a small wooden house. The higher your level is within your faction, bandit or hero, the better houses you can build, metal, concrete, etc. There are 2 traders on the server, a bandit and hero trader. Both traders have turrets around them that kill players on sight if they are the wrong faction. These traders have 3 levels of reputation. The more you trade, the higher your reputation level will be, and the more you can buy for a cheaper price. Items will unlock on leveling up. Don't expect an OP trader. This trader is mainly player driven and expensive and will sell no OP items by default. More info here. DayZ Borealis is a mod that introduces custom base building, transport reinforcement, humanity system traders, Used assets from Stalker Z, clothing, armor, modular weapons. Stalker Z uses immersive, custom civilian clothing that blend in well with DayZ. It also expands the armor system into 6 levels instead of just 3. Even though there are 6 levels, we aim to keep things balanced. That means no Ratnik armor stuff. You will not be able to survive 10 shots of 5.56. We have also reworked the damage system to be more balanced. Players will not go uncom with a plate carrier when shot by 1.308 round. We have replaced most vanilla weapons with our own and added our modular weapon system. This means that you can find an AK-74 with wooden furniture and upgrade it by finding the right attachments. Butt stocks, adapters, handguards, foregrips, compensators, suppressors, optics, etc. This creates a dynamic weapon experience which moves away from vanilla, where the best weapons are basically always the M4 and FAL. An AK-74 with good attachments will be better than a basic M4 in our service. So, you know, some of you may not like that, but guess what? They don't care. They're making a server that they want to play on. I fucking love this concept.
You know what I like?
To be honest, I'm very hesitant to play roleplay servers because you'll limit it. They limit it you. They just, you need to have a character. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do that. You gotta get a lore. Like, listen, I'm Babushka. And, you know, today I'm gonna feel like being friendly with everybody. You know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna lay on my dick in like a tree, and I'm gonna snipe the fucking shenanigans out of everybody, and I'm gonna have a shit ton of fun. Just you know, with myself. I'd like to you know, do whatever I want to do, and this server sounds like that. You know, this is gonna make me, you know, think about a roleplay server instead of like, nah, I'm gonna just, you know, too much restrictions. I like
it seems like he create, like a lot of people create servers for content creators to make content on and advertise it. This seems like it's for the players, you know what I mean? And there's almost like an end game because there's leveling access, everything's soft locked behind, you know, your experience level and stuff. It sounds interesting. I would like to see the kind of content that would come out of it, but I know as far as playing that seems like the kind of server that I would invite the buddies to when we'd play it on the weekends and try to grind, you know what I mean? So you're going to keep people on there and get their playtime up. Honestly, I've not been as interested in trying a new server since Red Zone back in the day.
Well,
Jam Jar's old server.
This,
yeah,
tickled my interest for sure.
I think it's brilliant.
Not just, you know, I'm a content creator. No, I'm a gamer. I'm not a content creator.
And guess what?
I'm a gamer. People watch it.
Rag, how much do you reckon he's probably spent on that? Probably a lot of money going into this, or a lot of time and experienced people.
So he owns.
Sorry, Rag.
Go ahead, Rag. My bad.
On what do you mean? Yes, sorry, I missed the point.
What he's created here. Yeah, we'll talk linking it into what we were talking about earlier about, you know, modders. There's probably a lot of money gone into creating all the custom stuff for this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would guess that there's several hundred, maybe a few thousands even.
Easy, I reckon. He always seems to have his finger on the pulse of some really cool stuff, though, doesn't he, Archie? Like, I remember those standalone bases that they were having, like the modular system and that. I'm hoping that's what's going to be in this, but he knows some fucking amazing people.
Bro, the concrete mixer moved, which means it's rigged and animated. That's just like seeing that as someone who's seen all the static, stationary shit in DayZ that you can interact with for so long.
Yep.
I would have been happy to just be able to walk up to a hen house and look for feathers like you could do on 6.2.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's so immersive. Then it looked like he had immersive placement too. And the armored vehicles, like, why is that not a thing already? You know, I love it, man. I really. So they made Stalker Z as well?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, because that one is another one I want to try. I can't do it on stream because my audience doesn't like stuff like that, but I definitely want to give that server a shot.
Watch this space. What about you, Babushka? Anything you want to talk about this week?
Well, I think we covered it all, but I'd like to go back to the thought, you send us our homework, as you would like to say it.
Oh, yep. The
because I am not that long-term DayZ player as you guys all are. I just dropped in why is it not even 2 years ago? Maybe 2 years. Maybe that's gonna be but I put some hours in though. I'm at
Even
3.8.
that in itself,
Yeah,
though,
I was-
is a testament to DayZ, mate. You know, and coming up on 10 years old, and 2 years ago you found this game and said, "This game's fucking cool."
I can tell you that much. I found the game 3 years ago, and my brother said, play it. I hate some case though. I'm not gonna do it. Well, if you're gonna buy the fucking PC, I'm gonna have to. But yeah, I did it, and here I am. I love it, and I love multiple aspects of it. And like Archie said, my community does not like certain specific things. I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. You watch it, leave somebody else. I'm gonna do whatever I want. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, not at all. But yeah, watching, Rags Farts kind of made me miss base building and having a fun in a group and in a specific way. I don't know, if you're base building and you have a specific group, and then you started up with like reading up the role play server there. I was like, oh my, I might have to touch, I have to tip my toes into a different kind of water in DayZ. I like it.
Yeah, definitely. It makes me want to go back to the old ways. I used to play on DayZ Underground where I had a faction and actually
I
you
ain't got
actually
no
cared whether
hallways. I still need to discover everything y'all
Yeah.
did.
well, it's not. It's nice. It's an entirely different game almost when you play with a faction and you go to war.
You can
against
do
other
it.
factions and
You
stuff.
can do it as a streamer. It's not easy, but Archie does it. I know Fubar Bundy's been doing it, playing on a more faction-oriented server. It can be done. You don't have to just play, the solo run and gun style that so many streamers seem to play. There is an audience for it, isn't there, Archie?
Yeah. The only issue is like you got to get one with good admins, otherwise you're going to get metagamed and you can't show. And it's a pain in the ass trying to have a base and not go to it or not have anyone meta where the location is. Because you make yourself a target immediately because everybody wants. For some reason, there's clout in going after streamers, but if you can get past all that and just do it the right way, and then you can definitely make a good. I like stuff like I would rather watch a stream like that where I'm following a progressive story of like a faction, who moves into a. It's like watching a JLK video in real time. You know what I mean?
Look at all those GTA roleplay streams, mate. Some of those have thousands of people watching them.
Yeah. Agreed.
Look for a good community server, like Archie said, Babushka, with good admins and that, and don't be afraid to give it a try.
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. Hey, if it's a good server with good admins, man.
Honestly, honestly, he does have his own server, Babushka, which has all of his mods on it. Why not give that one a try?
Well, I've been talking to like one of my mods. Like I said, he's working on a Velding server, and the mod with the car thing. That's gonna be like one of our we're gonna take a look at that.
Are you looking to get into running a server yourself? Are you?
Yeah, we already did a lot. Like we had a couple, and
it's hard as a streamer, mate.
I know we're just working on it like behind the scenes. We've been working on it for like 2 months now. It's going to be a Velding map.
No, it's you think it's hard now? If it goes live and it starts to get popular, it's going to be a fucking nightmare. I don't know how Happy Bombs does it.
Listen, you know what? Not even like when you're there, getting that server populated without having a big name behind that's going to be a struggle, dude. After that,
even still, people only want to play it when the big name is on. That's the worst part. That's why I stopped having anything to do with the servers and I just let Triggy do it because people will DM you constantly every time they have a problem, even though the Discord clearly says not to do that. They refuse to join the Discord because they're in too many Discords, even though they can just mute it. So they'll come in like a Twitter post I make and start asking me questions in the Twitter comments, about the server. And I'm just like, bro, there's a Discord for this, you know? And then they only want to be on when you're streaming so that they can run into you and be on the stream. It's such a pain in the ass. I just want nothing to do with it anymore. Like I'm making my own map now. I'm going to put that out on the server and then just completely disconnect myself. Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
It's not going to be my server. One of my mods, he said, you know what? I'm going to do this. And I said, you know what, if you want to do this, use my Discord to gain some traction for your server because, we got some people there. I'm willing to help, my community out in every single way. I made him a channel and I was like, you got to go and warm people up. And the lore he has, and that was the thing where I was going, the lore he has thought of, for that specific server, Rag's mod is gonna fit that so good. I think a mod deserves a lore or lore deserves a mod. I don't know. It might be both ways around, but yeah, I think it's gonna complement whatever his thoughts are on the server. Yeah, I like that.
They mentioned it in chat. The big one that I can think of is TRMZ, even though he technically wasn't doing anything with the server that Spaggy was running for him. Even he couldn't stream without people coming in going, I've got a problem with your server or something like that. And that's why he walked away from it. And I think they've changed the name. There's no TRMZ server anymore because it was just, I don't want it attached to me. Like I said, I don't know how Happy Bombs does it. But even he, there's one of the big things is don't name it after yourself.
I didn't even know that those were his.
One, people are going to think you're clout chasing. And two, it just associates you with that. So if anything bad was to happen, it's a nightmare. Fubar Bundy's done a server. He walked away from it. I think Lax even did a server. He walked away from it. It's just
was the best server I ever played though. Lexus Azaku. I gotta be honest.
It's an absolute nightmare to get involved in it unless you've got the mind to do it. And like I said, Happy Bombs, Smoke, I don't think he does a lot of the technical stuff behind it. He's got a pretty detailed team. But from what I understand, Happy does a lot of the stuff on that server. And I don't know how he does it, but it's a testament to just how professional that guy is. But yeah. Tell us a bit more about your server, Rag.
Oh yeah, I host longer than I mod actually.
Yep.
I run at the moment 2 servers, Shanaurus and Livonia, both PvE only. They're more focused on survival. But I'm more like the PvE focus on the games. I don't know, I cannot play PvP anymore. It's too stressful for me. I also don't have the reactions anymore. But yeah, it's more PvE only, survival aspects. It can be quite hardcore depending on what your skill level is. And you will most likely die very fast if you are too quick in your decisions. So you need to be very aware. And what I often hear from people when they say, oh, it's a PvE server, it's boring and stuff like that, and they're used to PvP, most of the times what I hear from people when they play, they are the first people who die in my server because they don't expect that shit, what's coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
PvE servers,
they don't invest in the character's longevity.
PvE servers can be great, folks. If it's set up right, it can be a lot of fun with, I still remember After Dark, I think it was called. It wasn't a pure PvE server, but fuck me, that was so hard to survive on, and I loved it for it. It was brutal.
But I also have more about the medieval and Viking style, and that plays a big role as well with my Viking pack. I also have a lot of custom stuff, which is only on my server to make it a bit more unique,
Yep.
And
Wait, is the Viking pack yours?
yes.
So we had a server named Vikings Lost Lands, and yeah, we absolutely fucking enjoyed that. Let's go. Lovely. I did not know that.
Yeah. No, awesome. Definitely check it out. Have you got a link that people could go to find out more about it, Rag?
Sure.
Yeah, After Dark was Jed's server. Yep.
I don't know what link I could take to show the server.
Yeah,
I could give
exactly.
the IP, I mean.
No matter what type of server you have, it all comes down to the server build and staff. Staff is the big one, probably even more so than anything. The wrong staff, Archie, and your server's fucked. And we've seen that time and time again. Admins.
Yeah, no, that and just having people that are actually going to show up and do.
Yeah.
Like, you'll have people come in and beg to be staff, and then you make them like a Discord mod, and they never want to show up and clear tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like it's clout. I don't know why, man. It's like people want to be part. They want their name up in the lights, but they don't want to put the work in.
Don't even talk to me about the admin abuse. Like things happen like that,
Mhm.
Please. It gave me so much headaches.
Yeah, I can't. Honestly, I love having default DayZ because it's a vanilla experience.
Yeah.
Without all the cheaters and stuff. But it's the players, man, and they don't see why them DMing you personally is such a big deal. But you got to understand, there's like 12 people a day DMing you saying, "Hey, my car's stuck. I don't have admin tools on there. There's no way I can comp you for a vehicle that you stuck in a tree." And it's always the same excuse. I cut a tree down and it landed on the car. That's crazy, dude. I've never had that happen.
Even if you have the admin tools, even though you have the admin tools, so use your fucking mind.
It's just a pain in the ass, and then they get mad because you won't comp and they leave. It's like it clearly says on the Discord we don't comp. Well, I'm not in the Discord. I hate Discord. I use TeamSpeak.
Yeah.
All right, whatever, bro.
Lost,
Or then they bitch on Twitter because you're not responding to their DM, and it's like, dude, I'm not obligated to be customer service for you. That's just. I don't know, man. I sound like I'm pissing and moaning a lot, but those are the stuff you got. That's the lamentations you have as someone who's a server owner. That's what the staff is there for, is to fix your problems and sort your issues out. So
sort server issues out, not DayZ issues.
Yeah, and it comes down to that thing, that it's DayZ, folks. You got DayZ'd. I'm sorry, bro, but you got DayZ'd, and that's the risk you take every time you fire the game up.
Go.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when people are blaming DayZ being glitchy and buggy, it's just their own fuck ups, and they're blaming it on the game. Like if you're driving around in a car in 5th gear and you hit a railroad crossing, you're gonna spin out of control and crash IRL. And then people do that on the game and they go, "The cars fucking suck," or they drive a car in a pond that they couldn't see because it's first person only. And then they blame the game because they couldn't slam on their brakes and stop in time. Or the whole hand bug thing. I've had that happen to me 3 times since it's been a problem. That's it. And I see people all the time in PvP lose, and they go, "The fucking hand bug, man. I couldn't pull my gun out." It's like, no, you were freaking out and spamming the wrong button. You were hitting W instead of 2.
Actually, I think in 121 there was actually a hand bug, and that got fixed with the first.
No. I know it's a real thing. Thing. What I'm saying is people use that as an excuse too much and make it seem that those
totally.
bugs are much more prevalent than they actually are.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can just not drive. Like my cars end up like in trees. I ain't got nothing to do with bugs though. They end up in trees and like ponds.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna drive a car. Yeah, but you're running Cherno. I don't give a shit. I'll run to the other side of the map. I'll take my time, but I'm not gonna drive a car though.
Well, there we go. The raffle is finalised, folks. So let's pick ourselves a winner. Offset.
Not months, we're talking weeks.
Hey, congrats!
There
man.
we go. You just click on that link, Offset, and you should be able to redeem that. Let me know if you have any issues, mate. But they'll get the hat made up and it will get shipped to you directly, mate. You'll be able to fill out all the information. Don't need to dox yourself with me or anything, buddy. Congratulations, the very first owner of a proud Archie Stormcloud podcast redneck cap.
Do we have a merch channel in Discord though? Just asking.
We do. There's a support thing there. I want to do some work with it. I want to give a shout out to our boys over at Friendlies, a DayZ podcast. I did a cheeky little way of promoting what they had done. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Yep. This is awesome, and it's something I've always wanted to do as well. Is create some just DayZ themed merch to get some more money coming in, so we can do more for it. They've got their let everyone know behind you you have 30 tips to keep you alive in the apocalypse, and they've created this shirt that has all these DayZ tips on it. Damn, I wish I could zoom in. No, not going to let me zoom in, but there's always one more. Keep your clothes dry, hide the evidence, avoid MSRs, beach boat buffet. It's all these cool little tips. It's got their logo on it. And I retweeted it and shared it with them, basically just by saying, great shirt, would look better with a DayZ Podcast logo, though. Should offer a 12.2% discount, 87.8, 12.2. Jokes aside, folks, go grab some of the lads' merch, top blokes. And they're good lads. They've got their own little store. So feel free to go and check that out as well. I love it. I think that's really, really, I'm seriously considering getting myself one. You know, they've got themselves a little pillow and stuff like that. So if you like what the boys over there at Friendlies are doing, there's an easy way to show them some love. I wonder if they've got a $30 mug.
Too soon.
It's never too soon.
It was right on time, dude.
Never too soon. Never too soon. Look, I think we're getting close to the end of the show. Let me just quickly check to make sure I haven't missed anything. No, we've covered all of the stuff. So we'll go down now to do some individual spotlights. Rag, is there anything that you would like to shout out in the DayZ community, mate?
Nothing specific, honestly. I haven't thought about that, to be honest. If I would have to shout out anyone, it would be maybe Hunter. Simply because he's a great guy.
Yeah, he is. I love the guy. And there's Rag's links, guys. I'll do a shout out for him. Go check out his Patreon. Make sure you put some more info in there, buddy. About I saw you've got some tiers as well. So come up with some ideas of things you can give as different levels and that, or ways for people to support and what they can get back. But yeah, definitely check out the Patreon. There's his YouTube channel and his Twitter account as well. Rag, you are doing some amazing fucking work, mate. Keep on fucking doing it.
Thank you.
Babushka, what about you? What would you like to shout out this week?
Yeah, well, to keep, in my line of spirit this evening, I would like to shout out a big shout out to the Ariana, and of course, OGT Gaming, behind everything.
Yep.
Making this amazing.
Queen of
all
the Castle
the ladies
event.
in there. Yeah, y'all gotta look back that last push, dude, crazy insane. But all the ladies, but also, like I said before, like the devs, I think they're being. Sometimes they're being unrated. How they communicate, there's not a game I've ever played, where a dev of the game contacted me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just speaking personal experience. They're there. They are there. Give them some slack. There you go.
Archie, you got anything,
I want
brother?
to thank you guys.
Oh, sorry. You want to thank us?
I
Why?
want to thank you. Yeah, I want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity from. Moving in from a guest to being a co-host.
Look, you were actually going to be my shout out, mate, because I think that when you were on the show as a podcast, Archie and I had a chat afterwards and that, it was just like, man, you fit in so well with the vibe of what we have here. Archie and I in particular, we're quite contentious individuals who, we wake up in the morning and someone gets offended by the fact that we're still alive. But we're not bad people. We just have opinions and we like to voice them.
Try to kill me. How dare you?
Oh, shit. We got to run that same server, dude. I'll fuck you up.
But you fit in really well. You've got your own opinions. You're not afraid to voice them. And I think asking you to come on, not only was it about time that it stopped being such a fucking sausage fest of the hosts on the show, but it was great just to get another person in, someone who's relatively new to the game as well. So you've got a whole set of fresh perspectives. And no, mate, no, you fit in well, because I've been wanting to get a woman for quite some time to get that other perspective, not because we need to be diverse and meet quotas and all that other
higher.
fucking bullshit, but because I genuinely wanted to hear the female perspective of it.
You gotta have that intuition in there, man.
Yeah.
Ladies have that intuition we don't have.
I don't know if it's going to be a female intuition because, sometimes I'm in the game and I think I got more balls than, any other gamer
I've got to
out there.
ask, what is the deal with your G.I. Jane fucking cosplay bloody profile pic?
Oh, sorry. Okay, so you mean the purple one?
No, the one in your Discord.
The one in my Discord.
The one that we're looking at.
Oh, jeez. Oh, it is. It's just simple. I got my hair in a bun. That's it.
Ah,
You
because
can't
it
see the bun.
looks like you're doing the whole G.I. Jane thing, and
No,
I was half
just,
expecting
you know what
someone
it
to
is?
walk in and slap me across the face and
I'm
say,
gonna be
Yeah, I was waiting for
that
it.
dutchy, you know, that says, dude, it is 29 degrees out fucking here. Yeah. And it's dark outside. Yeah. And don't give me that bullshit. You're like, yeah, it's gonna be like a lot hotter out there. It is. Yeah. But the humidity, like the level of moistness here is gonna be like high as fuck because I live here. But that ain't got nothing to do with the weather though.
you know that
I mean, the
you just made
humidity.
50%
Sorry,
of
that's a
the
language
simps
barrier,
listening
but-
to this chat absolutely get erected.
sorry.
A female saying moist.
But it made all
Oh,
the
I can't
females
do
dry.
that.
They hate
Is
that word.
Bad? Is that bad?
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
God, no. It's funny. It's funny. It's hilarious. Archie and I especially, we've got really fucked up sense of humour. And I picked up that you do as well. So we can have a lot of fun with this sort of shit, mate. You've opened up a whole new world of...
Are you calling me humor fucked up? It ain't fucked up, dude. I'm funny as fuck. That's why they accept my mediocre gameplay here. Yeah?
Mediocre
So,
gameplay.
there you
I've
go.
seen you, PvP girl. You do not have mediocre gameplay.
Oh, yes, I do. Trust me. Listen, trust me. It'd be there a little bit more. Trust me.
But no, mate, I think you have fitted in perfectly with us. I was so keen. I'm sorry about the fuck up last week because I really wanted to get you on last week after we made the announcement.
No, it's okay.
But
I want to say one more thing. So I
yes.
got a couple of messages. I'm just gonna do it. I'm drinking rum. I got a couple of messages saying, "Listen, you're joining a group who's got like a very specific opinion." I said, "Yeah, so."
Of course she did, dude. Oh my God! Don't go on that show.
No,
Don't support them.
And the messages.
No,
might,
everybody
some
knows.
messages
Everybody
was-
knows. Everybody knows who those
I don't-
fucking clowns
And
are.
I said, you know what? I'm bisexual. I am very outspoken. I've got my
There's a
heart on
big-
my tongue. It don't matter about whatever subject there is, and I guess they picked me because of that. And if anyone wants to cancel me because of that,
I didn't actually know that. I didn't actually know that. But
Because
and
you
honestly,
know what?
Think
That's
about
gonna-
it, Boydie. You knew that was going to happen if you think about it. They always try to do that shit. They can't.
but-
they can't go to the people directly, so they got to go to the people around them.
I don't know
You
if you guys say, listen, Granny, shut the fuck up because we're live.
no.
Please tell me, because I shut up.
No, it's fine
Um,
because a lot of people think that shit doesn't actually go on, the backbiting, and they act like girls in high school.
And I just
we
said,
saw you
listen.
talking to Sarah, so we're not going to let you hang out with us anymore.
No,
So,
you know what it is? It's just very simple. We can like be in here as like multiple people and not disagree with each other. But be okay with that. Why can not people agree to disagree and still talk about the same subject we love because we all love
yeah,
DayZ?
it's just the
What
culture
the fuck is
online
wrong
now.
with people?
That
Like,
offense
what
make
the
white
fuck?
well.
So everybody who's watching, everybody's gonna see this YouTube afterwards. If y'all want to cancel me because of that, be my guest because I'm cleaning house in DayZ and I'll be cleaning house in my channel as well. So love you guys for that. And there you go.
Dude, I gotta say,
I'm disappointed
big
that they
respect
did
for
that. I'm disappointed.
I mean,
I'm not
it is
surprised,
what it
Archie,
is.
but it's like it's probably a time to talk about it because I actually had a bit of a chat with Rag as well on a similar topic, and I won't talk about everything we talked about, but I think a lot of people misunderstand us. We may have some opinions that you might not agree with, but neither of us are calling for fucking extermination or fucking murder, death, kill of anything out there. We may not agree with something. Look at what happened to poor old fucking Nick Merckx. He made one tweet basically saying, that's not cool that these people are fighting outside of school.
not.
We should leave the
Fuck is
kids
wrong with
alone.
people?
And the next thing,
Yeah.
he's got people fucking jumping up and down. A Call of Duty.
you got to think about it like this, bro.
I'm jumping up and down
why
because
is
I lost
why
my skin.
is why is
Sorry,
why
no,
is-
let
why is-
Babushka go. Let Babushka go. What were you going to say?
I lost my skin in cut. What the fuck is wrong with them?
that's just-
Did they actually remove the skins from the people who had it?
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
so-
and I
Oh my
lost
God.
it.
Last I
did.
heard,
And
But there's a
not
lot of
that.
people. A lot of people are standing up against that, man. A lot of
You
people are
haven't.
publicly, like a lot of streamers are standing up
But
against it.
it's stupid because it's an opinion and he's entitled to that. He's saying he just became a dad and he said no matter what y'all discussing, that's all good. Go demonstrate somebody else, but not in front of a school. Like these kids should feel safe there, no matter what reason you're like demonstrating there. Demonstrate somewhere else.
Yeah, but you can't have the wrong opinion, otherwise you
No
distort
matter
their
what the
reality
opinion
bubble,
is,
and
the
then
opinion is
they gotta
irrelevant.
block you. That's the thing, though, is that
The
to them
opinion is
it's
irrelevant. You shouldn't
right.
be like fucking doing that before in
They
front of a
shouldn't, but
fucking
they
school.
do. And then you saying that alone is going to piss people off. That's
Yeah.
the whole thing. Is when you
I don't give
when
a
you have
shit.
an opinion that's counter to, and it's not a lot of people. It's like 5 people, right, that are doing the shit in the DayZ community.
You
That are
know what?
stirring
I'll
up
build
all
my
the drama.
community on my opinion.
Yeah, that they're the ones that don't do anything positive for the community whatsoever. They don't have any sort of like, they could use their platform for good, you know, like promoting modders or promoting up and coming content creators, like this platform does. But instead, they want to go out and they want to cause drama and stir up shit and drive wedges between people. They're not toxic. They're fucking corrosive.
Okay,
And
can I respond to that?
Yeah, go for it.
If there's gonna be a wedge driven between people, y'all let that happen. Y'all let that happen. Y'all let
Oh yeah,
that happen.
it's disappointing, and
that?
it usually doesn't work. But at the end of the day, dude, I have a life outside of this, an amazing life. I'm very happy with. And
So
when I log off of YouTube and I end my stream on OBS, I go live my wonderful life. Most of these people don't have that. This is their life. And so when they see something that is these people don't have any worldly experience either. And I know this is kind of off topic with DayZ, but that's why I just don't listen to anything they say, any other bullshit complaints. They would never say the shit in person. They won't even say the shit to me in a DM. So they go to my friends, the people around me. They do the same thing to Boydie. I can't tell you how many times Boydie's came to me and said, "Hey, so and so didn't like what you said on Twitter." They messaged me.
Yes, so what?
You know, and it's just like they want to try to deplatform us because we have a different opinion, and that's corny, bro. It has nothing to do with DayZ. It has nothing to do with furthering the success of the community, the game, the people who play it. You know, it's just negativity. It's burning down what's been built.
It does not define you. Your opinion does not define you.
And all it really does is drive people away.
Family.
It's
Yeah.
Rag, like you and I were chatting about. Oh, 'cause I want to bring Rag into this, but like you and I were chatting about a week or so ago, it's our differences that actually make us more interesting to each other. If you just surround yourself with a bunch of people who think exactly the same as you, Rag, it's going to get pretty fucking boring real quick, isn't it? It's going to be like,
I know, right?
Yeah,
but none of us do that. None of us do that.
I think.
Sorry, go Rag.
I think that the main issue in today's discussions, be it, I mean, it's most shitty on Twitter, but overall, I think the issue in today's discussion is that many people often use the term "they," and that creates some
general.
Use the term what? Bait.
Creates, when I discuss something and say they want you to silence, or they want you, who's they? That creates the invisible enemy, and it kind of doesn't help a discussion, I think.
Yeah,
it's a very, very good point.
Form their own mind, to form their own opinion. People lose that ability. They all like look at the bigger picture, look at what everybody's saying, without fact checking, without like forming their own opinion. They just follow the herd. Follow the herd.
Well, that's the bigger thing with antisocial people too, and that's what most of this community is, unfortunately.
But follow the herd, go be there. Just keep me out of it.
It's just too easy. It's just too easy to block and to talk people down on the internet.
Oh yeah,
I hate blocking.
Keyboard hero.
I hate blocking.
It's futile. It's futile to discuss on Twitter or even discuss different topics on Twitter, because it's not even possible.
Yeah, and I don't argue with
anybody. It makes no sense to argue on the internet.
Yeah, you're not going to change anybody's minds, and even if you do, they're never going to admit publicly that they were wrong. You know what I mean?
I got told y'all was homophobic. I said, well, this is going to be a fun group up then, because I'm
Wait,
bisexual.
what? Are they still fucking saying that we're homophobic?
I don't want to make a big deal out of it. Shut up, please. I don't want to make a big deal out of it. I said, but you know what? I'm bisexual. That's going to be a fun one. And I'm going to be open about it, and they're going to respect me. I'm going to tell you that. They're going to respect who I am. And if they have been in my chat and they've checked me out, they would know that. But I am like, I'm very outspoken. I speak my mind. In the Netherlands, we say I've got in English language, they say you got your heart on your sleeve.
Yep.
Well, in the Netherlands, we got our hearts on our tongue.
It's not even about that. They know where they know
mind.
they know that we're not. And I'm using a they, but that's because I can't say who it is.
No,
Those people know that we're not those
is.
things. They know that we're not those negative things. They want to paint this picture so that it delegitimizes our presence and our opinions. If they can use these bomb words, right, this fiery rhetoric to try to make us look bad, then people are never going to tune in the first place.
I know a lot of people like message me in concern. Like, I don't want you to be, I don't want you to be canceled because you're a good egg.
Yeah, you're not going to get canceled if you're uncanceled.
I don't want to submit to the whole cancel culture. Like, what the
who
fuck
are
is
they?
wrong with
That's the
people?
thing, though. What are you going to cancel? You're canceling someone who's streaming DayZ. You're not canceling a fucking celebrity. We're all we have the same hobby and we share the same, the same things entertain us. We like playing this game and talking about this game. You want to know, it has nothing to do with political ideologies.
What I would like to say is if someone genuinely feels that about us, reach out to us, send us a message and say, why do you think
never
that?
Going to happen.
Talk to me. Because I genuinely don't care who you love or whatever. I did a post recently where I'm not going to deny it and say that many years ago in the early 90s and even in the late 80s, man, the whole fucking AIDS campaign and the whole negativity in that. And I did a tweet where I talked about there was one of the proudest moments I've had, Rob Reese, and I know we're getting away from the DayZ podcast, folks, but there's been a lot of shit said about Archie and I.
Guys.
No, don't be, because this is a really good topic to bring up. And I think we need to get some stuff on the record. But there's a guy who was in my old army battalion, and he was gay, and he was actually kicked from the army because he was gay. That was the way things were back then. It's bad, it's fucked up, but that's the way it was. Canada used to do fucking gaydar tests. Look into it. It's a fucking legit thing.
In the States too.
Yeah.
In the States too.
Bad shit has fucking happened. And I'm not going to deny it and say that I wasn't fucking, homophobic about gay men in the 90s and that. I said some terrible fucking things, in general conversation and that. But I've gotten older. I've gotten wiser. I don't care. Many guys who I served with, I found out later were gay, and it was like, wow, okay. So, I've learned. And now I'm at the point where I genuinely don't care. My only two things are, one, just let kids be kids. And that's two, let women have some safe spaces where they can just be around other women, not guys. That's it. That's my two stances.
Can I say a thing there? We just did a women Queens of the Castle, yeah?
Yep.
We had Kit there, yeah? Enchiladas. Her pronouns are she and her.
So she's trans. I mean, you can say it.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. I'm gonna respect her wishes.
Yeah.
I mean, she's trans. How is that not respecting her wishes?
She is. Yeah. And you know what? You know what I do? Yes, sir. I love you, sir. But that's what I do. I can't help it. And I say, Kit, oh my fucking God. I'm so sorry, Kit. You can call me anything you want, love. It's a give and take. It's a two-way street. I'm trying my fucking best. I'm a Gen X baby. I haven't been raised like this. I'm trying.
You're being polite. You're being polite. And I'm the same. I'll be polite and I'll say whatever, but do I like the idea of a guy with a penis going into a female toilet? I don't think that's cool. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Other than
most people don't, bro. That's the thing, is it's a very, 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 very tiny minority that are being boosted so that it creates this big division and divisive topic. And realistically, most people have common sense. And most people don't want to use the opposite toilet. You know what I mean? That's just a big, again, it's hot topics and explosive rhetoric.
I worked in a bar for a very long time.
Worked in where, sorry?
I worked in a bar for a very long time. At the end of the, when you ring that bell last round, yeah.
Yep.
I looked at my colleague and I said, I'm doing the boys' broom. You know what? Women are filthy as fuck, dude. Let me clean the boys' bathroom, please. Fuck, dude. Please. So, if I had a wiener, I'd take the man's bathroom. I would take it. I don't want to sit on a fucking toilet seat where I'm gonna get like thinking about the next morning. I'm gonna do. Oh my god, I gotta do a pregnancy test. For fuck's sake.
My missus says says the same thing about female toilets, that they're filthy enough as it is. But yeah,
It is. Yeah, but okay, totally off topic. But let me say like this, you know, I love all the people for who they are, and I'm sure you do that.
Yep.
But having an opinion about a fucking, you know, discussion about, you know, in front of a children's school, let children be children, let them not worry about sexuality. My opinion, you know, whether it's going to be straight.
Yeah, most of it, I mean, this conversation is good, but most of it comes down to they know that we're not homophobic or transphobic or racist. They just want to throw those kind of labels at us because it makes us look bad.
Victim mentality. I support the current thing.
They're pissed at us. They're pissed at us about something else that we did that has nothing to do with any sort of bias, right, or any sort of prejudice. And they're trying to throw those words and labels on us so that we're delegitimized and people don't listen to us when we call out like view botters or people threatening suicide if their stream chat doesn't start talking in chat. That's where most of this stems from. If I can make that guy look like a dumbass and an asshole and a racist, then no one's going to believe anything he says. They don't have any sort of ammunition to strike back at us with because they are wrong and what they did was wrong. So they try to make us, they just try to delegitimize us. That's what it's all about. We haven't been racist. We haven't been homophobic. We haven't been transphobic. Imagine being in the submarine service and being homophobic. You're going to be a miserable fuck. You know what I mean? I did 10 years. Imagine living in Jacksonville, Florida, where I live, where 56% of the population is African-American and being racist. I wouldn't be able to go outside. You know what I'm saying? Those people know that we're not these things. They try to create this negative aura around us because we're saying things here that have nothing to do with that they don't want people to hear. When I come on here and I call out a streamer for view botting blatantly, and then that same streamer goes around and starts DMing people saying I'm a racist and I'm a bigot and all this other shit. I mean, look past the facade of bullshit that they're trying to pump out. They went to you and they tried to dissuade you from coming on our platform because you being here gives us a defense to say, look, we're not any of those things. She's a woman. She's bisexual. Like that's all I'm saying. It has nothing to do with those hot button buzzwords they throw at us and everything to do with the fact that we called them out for their bullshit and they're guilty. So they're trying to make us look guilty. That's all it's about.
For the words they call us.
It's about fear of something that's different.
Well, it's about scaring people off from if they can scare people away from our platform and convince people to not go around us because you're going to have to wear a scarlet letter after that. Then they don't have to worry about us blowing up their spot and exposing them for the cheaters and grifters that they are. And that's why it's the same handful of people that have been pushing this same shit for years, man. I've had the same people coming after me since I started streaming in 2016, you know? And taking these small
I want to play this for all these words that they throw at us: Nazis, homophobes, transphobes, all the rest of it.
You got very good arms.
He didn't fall.
Wait, come again?
Inconceivable. You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
They keep using these words that don't mean what they think it means. They just, yeah. But look, when we talk about it, if you've got a thing that you want to talk to us about, hit us up, you know. But we're not bad people. We speak our minds, and I would much rather be around people who I know where they stand on certain things and are prepared to have a good discussion about it. Like before the show, we were actually having a chat, and Granny said that she thinks it'd make a great topic, and I really would love to work out a way to do it. And that's, you know, the event like Queens of the Castle shows just how good some of these girls are at PvP, despite the stereotype that girls suck at playing video games. But
bro,
then you've got
better than most of the guys.
But then you've got the question: why aren't there many females, or really any females, in most major FPS leagues like Counter-Strike and PUBG and stuff like that? And Granny said that she's got some thoughts on that and would love to talk about it. And I went, I would love to as well, because it's almost a verboten topic.
For now, but
I think it would be a fantastic discussion just to have, because it blows my mind. Like I mentioned her to you, but I think her name's Danica, a PUBG female streamer. You watch that girl play, and my God, she claps so many players. She's insane.
There's a girl named Lady Adventure on DayZ, and her and
Oh,
Bean
she was in
are-
my team today.
Dude, they are fucking insane. The way they do snapshots, you would swear they were cheating, and they're not.
Yeah.
It's like well, that's why like women make better surgeons. They have more stable hands and they're better under pressure in some cases. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever. But honestly, I'm blown away. I'm seeing a lot more. I make a joke on the stream that DayZ's turning into a girl game because every time I play now, I partner up with a female and they end up being better than a lot of the dudes that I play with. So
Yeah. We always been there, but Call of Duty didn't understood it. So DayZ just, grabbed that thought. But that's why my name is Make Me a Sandwich in COD. It's gonna take moments before I change my name in game for Make Me a Sandwich in DayZ as well, instead of, Babushka.
You probably ran into a lot of females that were really good at other games. They just didn't want to talk because they were intimidated. They would hear all the the gamer words.
I met a girl in game a couple of 2 days ago, literally, and she forgot to click a button, and I heard her voice, and she used a voice changer in DayZ to prevent from being harassed. And that's sad.
It's
happening
shit. It's shit that
happening
guys
to
do
you,
that.
Just go to the admins because no one's going to stand for that kind of shit. If that's happening to you, go to the admins, make a ticket, report them.
We do, but we don't it's going to happen on a daily basis. Yeah, I was playing yesterday with Tenacious D. We was like, we're going to team up, and I'm glad she was recording. So yeah, we got footage, and we reported the guy. I don't mind, and we talked about this before. I don't mind people calling me a bitch again, because you know what? I'm going to call you a dickhead as well. And I don't give a shit. It's not going to hurt my feelings. But if I'm going to speak up to you, and we're in a one-on-one fight in a small house, and I'm going to speak up, and he says, "Oh, so you're a bitch," that's going to be changing the whole vibe of the fight.
They're not any better.
It's all in the tone. I've talked about this quite a bit. But back in the day in Townsville, they used to call soldiers AJs, and AJ stood for Army Jerk. But it ended up becoming common vernacular that everyone would say, "Oh, you're an AJ," and someone said that to me, "Oh, are you an AJ?" I'd be like, "Yeah." It didn't take offense, even though it technically meant Army Jerk. But if someone said to me, "Oh, you're an AJ," it's in the tone. It doesn't matter the words so much. It's all in the tone.
It's like the Archie redneck cap. I don't take that in offense, but if some dude was like, "You're a fucking redneck," okay, you want to fight? You know what I mean? It's all about. It's the
meme. It's the laugh.
So I told him, I said, this behavior is not well liked within the DayZ community. And my friend I play with, Tenacious D.
She's
I'm
awesome,
gonna
by the
go
way.
for a week on Fake. Yeah, absolutely. She did well in the Queens of the Castle event as well. But we met in DayZ. We went to TwitchCon together. This summer, I'm gonna go over to her house for a week, and we're gonna go on Fake together. So we were friends because of DayZ, and she knows I am not offended by the word bitch. She has got a different mindset about that because it's misogynistic. Just like the N-word is okay to speak within Black people, but not a white person cannot say it. So, hey, yo, what's up, bitch? Is okay with women underneath, but not if you use it in a bad way against women. I think differently. She is entitled to her opinion. I respect her opinion. She respects mine. The moment he did this in game, and I said, "Listen, this is not a respected behavior within the DayZ community," Tenacious D thanked me for that because she said, "I know how you think about this." I said, "Yeah, but this is his tone of voice, the way he said it is what did it for me, not what he said, but his intentions."
The thing people need to remember is that inherently, a lot of people are just fucking jerks, and they're going to find whatever they can that they think is going to offend you. And sadly,
especially on the internet,
there are certain topics that they will home in on. Like for women, it's get in the kitchen, make a Sammy, all that sort of stuff. Even though I've got good lighting at the moment, but when I turn it off, you can see my skin is a little bit darker. So I sometimes, not a lot, sometimes I cop a bit of racism, not a lot, but and it never really bothers me. I generally always act surprised. It's like, that guy just get racist with me? Are you? Wow. Okay. What the actual fuck?
I literally grew up half Jewish in Nashville, Tennessee. I've heard everything there is to hear. When I go online and play DayZ, the people that don't know me as Archie, they'll hear my accent, which I don't sound anything like the hokey ass people I grew up around. But they'll hear my accent and immediately I'm a hick, I'm a sister, I'm an ancestor. Oh, it's the inbred. Oh, where's your meth lab? How many teeth do you have? Shit like that. Like I get it, right? But that's just them trying to establish some kind of authority over you and feel superior, because that's what you do. It's what do they call it in the baseball when you get when you're waiting to play? Shit, I can't think of it.
Mate, only America plays baseball. We don't fucking know.
Dugout. So you stand in the dugout when you're playing baseball, while you're waiting your turn to bat, right? So dugout banter is what the teams yell back and forth to each other. Hey, I saw your mom with the coach last night. She was in the car with her head in his lap. Shit like that. People take dugout banter, to video games, and it's competitive. They're trying to get in your head. That's sports.
Yeah. But again, the thing is, when you back to what Granny said, it's about the tone. If it's just a bit of trash talking within reason, it's acceptable. There are certain things that aren't. But one thing, despite what I said about people are always going to be arseholes and look for any way they can to offend you. Rag even brought up the fact that he's German, and people still fucking 80 years on, they still make Nazi jokes about Germans. But when it comes to women, and when it comes to gay people, LGB people, that is an area that people will go a bit too far with. There's nothing wrong with a bit of banter. Beans is hilarious for it as well. I've heard you on Beans stream, Archie, and it's fucking hilarious, the conversations and stuff. But you've got to know when the line is, and you've got to be prepared to say, yeah, sorry, man, I went too far, sorry. And learn from that and know what's acceptable. Read the fucking room is basically the vibe you get. If you come into Granny's stream and you start on fucking, get in the kitchen sort of jokes, you're going to get your ass fucking banned. But if you've been there for 3 fucking months and, Granny knows you and you find the right time, like one of the best jokes I've ever made on Twitter was Dean Hall did a post where he compared something to Fire Festival. And did you guys all know about Fire Festival?
Yeah, I do.
No.
Fire Festival was an absolute shit show. That who was the rapper guy behind it as well?
It was like Ja Rule
and some guy who come up with some dodgy fucking elite credit card, and they decided they were going to make this music festival on this fucking island that bloody Colombian fucking drug lords used to own, and it was going to be this huge deal, and it turned into an absolute shit fight. The money was fucking burnt. The guy ended up in jail over it. Ja Rule got away with it somehow, but yeah, now there's a famous scene. There's a documentary online on Netflix and that you can watch. I highly recommend it because it's fucking hilarious. So hilarious. But there's a gay guy who was part of the team, and they needed to get water. And the guy down at the docks who had the water wasn't going to release it. And the guy behind it basically turned to him and said, I need you to go down there and I need you to do whatever you can. If you have to suck his dick, you suck his dick. And the guy, because he's retelling the story himself on the camera.
Oh my God,
he's like,
I can't believe they admitted that.
He goes, okay, I wasn't expecting that, but he really believed in this, and he said, I went down there and I was fully prepared to suck that guy's dick. Now, Dean Hall, who's come out as openly gay, he posted about that to be Fire Festival, and I kind of know Dean a little bit, and I took a punt and I said a joke. That's an awesome reference, Dean, but be fucked if I'm going to be the one going down the docks to get the water for you. And Dean replied about an hour later and said he'd only just basically finished laughing at the joke of that. And it was a joke. I reckon there were probably people out there who saw that and went, there's Boydie being homophobic again. Fuck no. It's a funny story.
I mean, they just reveal their own ignorance, right? So they're doing everybody a favor. But you also have to think, man, like the average IQ in America alone is 97. There's 350 million Americans. That means at least 100 million people are running around with 2-digit room temperature IQs. So that's why on YouTube they tell you to keep everything at a 5th grade comprehension level. You know, these people don't understand context. They don't have any type of critical thinking skills. So they see everything at surface value, you know, and it's being intelligent these days is a curse.
I don't understand it. Can you explain that more?
How so? Oh, okay. That's it.
Yeah.
I was making sure it didn't get lost. I was making sure. I was like, did it get lost in translation?
For those of you who want to know more about Fire Festival, I actually just linked to one of my favorite YouTubers, Internet Historian. He did a video 5 years ago. Damn, I didn't realize it was that long ago. The failure of Fire Festival. It is absolutely hilarious. And Internet Historian is one of the greatest YouTubers of all time. He's criminally undersubbed, even though he's got 3.95 million, but some of his videos are the absolute best. But yeah, guys, I think we need to wrap it up there. I'm actually glad you brought it up, Babushka, because Archie and I, you know, we cop a lot of shit, but we're not bad people, folks. I understand if you think that you can't, you know, handle and you need to distance yourself, so be it. I'm sorry to lose you. I love you all. I don't fucking care. Just leave the kids alone and let the women have some safe spaces. That's my only two.
Sorry, I dropped this on you like a bomb, guys.
Don't
because
be.
I didn't want to do this
to discuss it
because it's going to be like, you know, it's going to be like.
I think it's better to have this out in the open. I do.
DayZ, it's going to be not natural. I didn't want to you know, put you on a hot spot, but you know,
I mean, people already kind of knew that it was happening. So you saying that it happened to you just cemented it. It's not like just anecdotal evidence anymore.
And listen, like not everybody had a bad intention on that, dude. Like there was really people like legit maybe being worried for me, but you know, don't worry about me. You know, I can handle this. I built my channel on my own opinion, you know, and if I'm gonna have to break it down on that, so be it. But you know, this is me. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I don't think we ever really talk about our political or our opinions like that on the podcast. Anyway.
It kind of pops up as a joke every now and then.
What I'm saying is we don't.
Things that are happening to us.
Yeah, like, the only thing that, like I saw somebody in chat earlier every week with this. I disagree, man. And that guy posts a lot of negative shit. He's really a cynical kind of guy. But we don't really ever go into that. Even when people bring it up on the stream, we always kind of try to steer, or on the podcast, we try to steer away from it because we don't want the divisive implications. You know what I mean? Like, no, what you said needed to be said because
I just turned the wheel all the way. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. I just
Boydie and I have known that stuff has been going on, and those people have been trying to go around and nefariously take us down because they won't come on here publicly and debate with us about anything. They won't DM me. Right? They always go to Boydie or somebody else. I've got friends of mine that I've been friends with for a year or more now that are distancing themselves from me because I'm getting labeled these unfair things. You know, like I'm being called a Nazi. The number one precursor to being a Nazi is you can't be Jewish. I'm half Jewish. You know what I mean? Stupid shit like that.
So it's good. Game as well. I was like, dude, you fucking homework, dude. I'm a Dutchie. Yeah.
It's good. It's good that you brought it up because it needed to be said.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually don't apologize. I actually thank you for it.
Somebody, and I said, you know what? This is going to be interesting. That's all I responded. And I'm not reading it in any form of disrespect. I knew your opinions, and I'm like, if I like watch your like VODs, you know, you most definitely took some time to spend in my streams. Look at me before you're gonna say like, listen, like, yo, what, Rennie, you want to co-host? Like, do you want to ruin our career or do you want to lift it up? Like, you know, I know there's gonna be like some thought behind it, and I knew you knew I would be honest.
Yeah, that's good.
I thought, you
honestly.
know what, let's do this. You know, let's go.
I hear your Nazi dog in the background.
Yeah, I got a German Shepherd. I'm sorry, guys.
I actually understood what he said.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
You understood what he said.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I was pinpointing it, but you know, willkommen, meine Freund. Wie geht's? Mir geht gut.
Ja, sehr gut.
Ja, wir seid Nachbarn, ja?
All right.
Good conversation. I'm glad I finally got to get aired. Please share this conversation with people. This video will stay up in its full entirety. I might even make this part as a, just a separate thing. Don't stop saying sorry. It's needed to. It's one of those things of, do we talk about it or do we just ignore it and let it go away? But it's not going away. People keep on fucking.
I'm sorry, I ain't got no filter, dude.
No, that's why I like you. That's why I like you. It's why I like Archie. It's why I like fucking nearly every single person I have around me. Is people who will, if one of us does something, like Archie has done things and I've said to Archie, mate, that was too far. And I've done things and people have said to me, nah, Boydie, that was too far. And that's what we need to hear because, we're human. We make mistakes. We may say something that's bad. But no, that's not ever going to fucking happen. He's we talked about that the other day. It's people are jerks. Just remember that they're always looking for some way to be terminally offended and upset about something. You know what? Just try to focus on the good stuff. Voice your opinion, but move on. I don't lose any sleep over nearly everything I talk about. It's just I have a thought, it pops in my head, I talk about it, and I encourage people to engage with me. Educate me if you think I'm wrong. But blocking and little DMs and secret whispers, and I know people have sent messages to BI saying that you should have nothing to do with them. But I think it says a lot that we don't do a lot. We're not endorsed or anything, but we still do some stuff with them. In fact, that reminds me, I've got to give away some DayZ codes in an episode coming up as well. But we're not bad people, folks. We'd like to say what's on our mind. So. Yeah.
I know you're trying to ignore it, but Matt's got the gang in here. Bro.
He does.
I just wanted to say, I just saw it. Yeah.
I can't help but laugh at it. Are you seeing it in chat there, Babushka?
Say what?
Can you see the YouTube chat? What's happening in YouTube chat?
Yeah, I was the reason why I didn't catch up with you because I was catching up with chat. I got it open up. Yes.
I don't really mind if people have a problem with each other, but that is just pure cringe.
Yeah, it is pure. But no, I love you all.
I'd love to have a chat with him, but I'm not like I would have like a 1v1 with him. Yeah, but it ain't got nothing to do with the podcast though.
Sorry, what was that again? Say that again. I've got my dog going off in the background.
I said I'd love to have a 1v1 with him, but it ain't got nothing to do with the podcast. Like.
Okay, we will have a chat. We will have a chat amongst us as a team, and we will see what we can come up with. Maybe, I don't know. It seems like the people want it, and they're not going to be able to do to Archie and I, and obviously you, Babushka, what they did to poor old Dave with the fucking gang pile on him. But that was fucking bad, the way people treated poor old Dave for fucking just trying to have a. I was disgusted in some people. I really was. He just wanted to have a conversation. But yeah. Anyway. So yeah, we'll see how we go. But yeah, love you all. No matter who you want to fucking be with, what you want to fucking do, any of that sort of shit. I love you all. Just have fun. Leave the kids alone. Let the women have some safe spaces. Next week, we have got Bishop coming on. I am so excited for this. We showcased Bishop's mod last week. Did you have you seen it, Granny?
Not yet.
I'll send you a link of it because I want to keep you on each week, mate. I think you're fucking awesome, and you're a good counterbalance to Archie and I.
You're gonna miss me once a month because once a month I got like this Saturday team up with my mods, and it's it's my appreciation day for my mods. I'm good. I got to because I ain't got no way to pay them.
No issue with that at all, mate. That's why we've got so many, so that people could take a day off and all the rest of it. If they can't turn up, there's always going to be someone there. Me, I have no life, so I'm pretty much always here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But I'll send you a link to Bishop's realistic storage mod, and that it is fucking brilliant. And I'm really looking forward to getting him on. And I also, and this is fucking massive, I've got to change the date. It was looking for Tuesday next week, but I also have Mike Jones 420. Now, this is one that this is for a spotlight episode, so it's going to be a one-on-one for me. But Mike Jones 420 was the guy who created 420 gaming back in the day, Archie. Remember the old 420 modded servers? They were the bad guys of the DayZ modding community. They were doing modding before modding was even a thing. And yeah, there's a lot of history. It's probably a topic that, you know, I've spoken with cheaters before, and people go, you shouldn't put a spotlight on them and all the rest of it. It's like, no, man, everyone's got a story. And I just
get DeOne on too. DeOne was part of that.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Go back and check out episode 1 of the DayZ podcast. DeOne came on, and yeah, he was part of it. I've had a chat with DeOne about this, and he's interested as well, because there's a lot of rumors and innuendos and all the rest of it about what actually happened with that. And it'll be great to hear from the man who was central to it all. Mike Jones 420 now goes by the Discord name of Monster, but I'll be teeing that up, and sometime, I think he said he's going to be available in the future. And yeah, thank you for that one, Darkwing, because yeah, but no, it's I'm really excited for it. 420 was a big part of DayZ back in the day. You know, if you were in the DayZ community, and the online community in particular, everyone knew about all the streaming and that. Everyone knew about 420. Psy Syndicate used to play on it a lot. Psy Syn, and yeah, it caused a lot of drama back in the day. But yeah. Basically, someone's saying that they're trying to basically buy it way in, and that's not nice. You know, we don't. No one can ever say, you know, Boydie, if you give me money, you know, if I give you money, will you do this? That's not how we operate here. That's why that got deleted. So, yeah, if we do an interview with him, it'll be because we want to, not because there's a financial incentive for it. It's because we'll think there's some reason for it to be information that might be useful to people, and that's what we're going to weigh up, whether there's any benefit to, you know, is there any benefit to getting him on? I really don't know if there is, but, you know, I'll speak with the team and we'll work out if it's something that could interest us. So yeah, Rag, thank you so much, my man. I have loved seeing your work just evolving and getting better and better, mate. You and Hunter, definitely two of my faves, bro, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you, man.
Yeah, was glad to be here.
We need to do it.
Yes,
There needs to be, it's a topic I want to talk about in the future, but the 10-year anniversary of DayZ, I would love it if they did a DayZ con. And, you know, it's going to be great for a lot of you who live in that neck of the woods. But I really think it should be in Prague, at the Czech Republic. And, you know, I would love to actually be able to go there and meet and see how many people are going to turn their back on me and Archie. But at the same time, get to meet the real people who just are there to, you know, share the love and talk DayZ. I think it would be fucking awesome. I pray to God they do it.
I think you're aware that a lot of people are a lot squishier in person than they are on the internet. I don't think it would be as bad as you think.
No, they might turn their back on, but I doubt they're going to say the things they say about us behind our back to our face. But yeah, but let's try to be a bit more positive, because that was a bit of a negative thing. It's kind of sad, but it is what's happening. But yeah, I'm praying to God they announce some sort of meetup. They're going to need to do it soon though, because, you know, it's not going to be cheap for some people to try and get there. But that's my fingers crossed.
Yeah, DayZ Con would be cool, because I was at TwitchCon last year. And I miss DayZ a lot, but there was, oh my God, I don't have the documentation. There was this, you know, DayZ was represented like in a third party kind of way. But, you know, I really miss the devs there. You know, we could have like used a booth.
Yeah.
For DayZ. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. Babushka, fantastic first episode, mate. You hit the ground running. You fit in like a glove. You fit like a glove, mate.
Well, I'm glad. You know, I'm like I said, you know, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Like, you know, Ariana responded to it. You know, it's about time a woman like entered there.
Yeah.
You know, I feel privileged that I'm gonna be that. You know. I'm gonna be that you know, I'm gonna be that lady. I'm gonna be that person, you know. I'm on it.
and it's
Despite-
completely earned for you as an individual and not because you're a woman.
Oh well,
Definitely not because YouTube analytics said we need a female co-host who's gay.
no, most definitely
Sorry,
not.
a bisexual
not
Dutch female.
At all.
It's amazing the data that our YouTube analytics will give you. Boy, do you really need to find yourself a Dutch bisexual mature grandmother for the podcast.
Yeah.
What do you know? One just happened to fall into our laps.
Yeah, the Dutch Queen. Let's go.
The Dutch Queen. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Okay, guys, I have to jump off because you can hear my dog is going absolutely spastic in the background there. Thank you all so much. A great episode. What was that? About 3+ hours all up, and poor old Foxy's got a split episode to link together. But yeah, thank you so much for all the love and support in chat there. You guys were insane tonight. Yeah, we did the hat giveaway. We had some new members join. I think we can actually add a new emote now. I think we just went up a level, so we'll have to work out what emote we want to add. But yeah. Thank you all so much to everyone who super chatted, everyone who got memberships, and everyone who was just in chat watching. Definitely a really good episode. So yeah, see you all next week when we have Bishop on. Say bye-bye.
Hydration.
Hydration.
Hi guys.
And ciao for now.
There's nothing to fear if you try. If you keep believing, like rainfall.